No, I meant to say hello.
I want to call to order the New Mexico State Transportation Commission meeting on June 18th at approximately 8:30. Let the record show that 4 commissioners are present and a quorum has been established. And for the record, if I can get a roll call.
Commissioner Hicks,
Present.
Commissioner Chenoweth,
Here.
Chairman Adams,
Here.
and Commissioner Tanner.
And then do I have a volunteer to do the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We weren't gonna let you come that dressed up and not do something. And for the next meeting, can we get the New Mexico? We had talked about that, the New Mexico pledge. Yeah.
We did, we talked last meeting.
So for the next meeting, we'll get that. Fellow commissioners, you've had a chance to review the agenda. Is there any changes, deletions? Is there any comments? If not, what is the pleasure of this commission?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
We have a motion to approve the agenda as presented by Commissioner Chenoweth, a second by Commissioner Hicks. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimous. You've had a chance to review the minutes of May 21st, 2026. Is there any questions? Is there any changes? If not, what is the pleasure of this commission?
As a secretary, Chairman, I would make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
We have a motion from Commissioner Hicks. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tanner to approve the minutes of May 21st. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. And now we get into introductions, but before I do that, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, you guys learned from the last time. I like that one. Okay. Welcome, and again, I want to thank District 3 for hosting us. I know we have some familiar faces that are here for some information, and you're always welcome, and we're glad to see you again. I'll just touch on this real briefly, is that I think the last time we were here, and you came before us and on this road, and I told you we would have an answer for you in a month or at the next meeting, which we didn't, and it wasn't because we had a semi-answer, but we were in Lovington, and I figured you wouldn't have a chance to comment or give us any materials or anything else. So that's why we held it from here. So I don't want you to think that we held back, because we wanted to be able to face you and talk to you in person. So with that, you're welcome. So with that being said, again, I want to thank District 3 for hosting us. I see some new faces in here, and welcome. And it's always a pleasure and an honor to have all of you here, because that's why we're here, is to listen to you. And I was just talking with somebody that's on another board, and I thought I'm still kind of stunned. And on that board, they don't even allow public comment. And my thing is, we work for you, and we work for the employees of the state of New Mexico, and we're here to represent, provide resources. And if you can't let people speak, then we shouldn't be here. And so, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead, and I think I'm gonna forego because I think most of you have already been here, and so I'm gonna forego the commissioner introductions, and I'll just let Secretary Quintana introduce his people, so you know who you need to talk to. If you can talk to him, but if there's other people here you need to talk to. With that, Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So just real quick introductions of our executive staff. General Counsel, John Newell, Deputy Secretary Mo Moabed, ASD Director, Administrative Services Director Mallory Manzanares, District 1 Engineer Aaron Chavarria, District 2 Engineer Francisco Sanchez, District 3 Engineer Paul Brasher, District 4 Engineer Adam Romero, District 5 Assistant District Engineer Justin Gibson, and District 6 Assistant District Engineer Ron Romero. We also have Manuel Maestas, Chief Engineer in the back. Gentlemen, will you please introduce yourselves, starting with Paul?
Paul Sigurdsson with Communications.
James with IT.
Preston, I'm with IT as well.
Miguel Fierro with Communications. Carson O'Connell with Training Bureau.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And I'll just have the commission just introduce and the district you're from.
I'm Deborah Hicks of District 2.
Hilma Chinaweth, I am from District 3. Thank you.
And I'm Walter Adams, and I'm from District 4.
Tony Tanner, and I'm District 6.
And with that being said, before we continue, I want to thank our Admin Secretary, Tammy, for this cupcake and the balloon and the thing. And yes, today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I appreciate it. And so I had Mo come in this morning, and he's standing here. I was sitting right here, and he said, "Happy birthday, Walter." Had a balloon, and he goes, "Well, whose birthday is it?" I said, so I gave him a hard time on that this morning. So with that, we'll go ahead and continue. And I'm going to open it up right now for public comment. Yes.
Happy birthday to me too. It's my birthday.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, there you go. And I want to thank our admin secretary, Tammy, who this was waiting for me. She's not here today. This was waiting for me, the balloon and the thing. And I want to thank her for the job she does. I want to thank Mallory for filling in for Tammy today, because she had some plans for this week. So we want to, over here, it's teamwork, and we help each other out. And it's not like that. One thing about DOT, and I can tell you about the employees because I've been here for 50 years, is that nobody ever looks at their job description and says, "Hey, that's not in my job description." They say, "You know what? You need help. I'm there." So we do here whatever it takes, and I appreciate it. And a shout out to all the employees, because they're the ones that make things go around here. We just show up and eat cake and donuts, and they're the ones that make the things happen. So with that, I'm going to open it up to public comment. What I'm going to do is, if you have any comment on the road, we'll do it during the secretary's report, because he's going to report on it. And then at that time, I'll let anybody speak. And I don't want to do it now, because he might answer some questions or he might not answer some questions. So with that, is there anybody else to come before this commission? Oh, yeah. And without that, I want to recognize that do we have any elected officials here? Okay, you want to introduce him?
Commissioner, if you don't mind coming up and introducing yourself to the commission, please.
Thank you so much for bringing this.
Welcome, Commissioner.
Welcome, thank you. For the invitation. I was here once before. It's a great learning experience for me. And I just wanted to come in and just sort of hear what you have to say, see how in some way I can support the projects. I do have a project in my district, which is Bernalillo County District 2, South Valley, and we're getting ready to start a very large project, as you know, the Rio Bravo Bridge Street. Just finishing up the second and Rio Bravo project. I know the county was coordinating with your office about that, and it's a beautiful project. I'm so excited every time I drive by there, which is every day. I love seeing the progress. It's just beautiful. Looking forward to the Rio Bravo Bridge starting here soon. I know you people have been out in our community, which I truly appreciate. talking to our neighborhood associations about the project. I would love to set up a briefing with staff in maybe in early August. I understand it's supposed to begin in September, so I'd love to do that. Anyway, I just want to thank you for all the work you do. And I really want to shout out Commissioner Chenoweth. She's awesome, as you know. She introduced herself to me at a meeting and said, I'm your commissioner in your area, and if there's anything I can do for you. Well, of course, I took her up on that. We had her at our office a couple of months ago. We had a long hour-and-a-half meeting about issues and concerns and questions I had, and she was very responsive, and I truly appreciate that. And I just look forward to continuing working with you in any way that myself as representative of Bernalillo County can assist in coordination or providing you with information. Please feel free to reach out. I don't know if I ever introduced myself. My name is Frank Baca, County Commissioner, relatively newly elected commissioner. But anyway, thank you for having me here and giving me the opportunity to speak.
On behalf of the commission, congratulations. And I want you to know, as along with everybody else, that DOT is a resource. More importantly, we consider ourselves partners. And it's a partnership that we build not only with the community, but with the entities. And it's that way we get things done.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we have resources that you don't, or you have that we don't, and we partner to help better serve the people that we're here to do.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that philosophy. And any way we can make sure we hold up our end of the bargain, please. Yeah, please feel to reach out. Thank you so much.
So we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other elected officials? Well, with that, we're moving along rapidly. And I know you need to get on someone's going out of town, right? So we're gonna make this as quick as we can. So with that, I'm gonna move on to the secretary report. I'm sorry. We have a couple of people for public comment.
Yes, Mr. Leroy Lucas. Larry Lucas, I'm sorry. Larry, so it's about New Mexico 160.
Yes.
Okay, then,
So we'll
and
wait.
I'm assuming Jim Daly
that's
as well?
gonna come.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
So we'll skip that and we'll jump to secretary report. And as I say, as he's giving his report, write down your notes, and then I'll turn it over and we'll have a good discussion on it.
Mr. Chair, thank you. Members of the commission, happy birthday. Happy
you.
birthday. What a good June 18th. It's a good day. So go over my secretary report, Mr. Chair. First off, I want to start with a little bit of an update on our vacancy and HR update. So since March, our NMDOT vacancies have remained relatively flat, fluctuating between 18.17 and 18.87%. Where it currently stands, our average time to fill has improved, however, significantly since the beginning of this state fiscal year. So beginning back in last July, it was taking an average of 146 days to get a position filled. We're down now as of April to 39 days. So we're seeing marked improvement, and I expect to see even a bigger reduction in that average time to fill as we move forward and we look into May, June, and July. So I'll keep on updating the commission on that, on our status as far as our vacancy rate and time to fill, but that's good news. As of last Thursday, GSD has also discontinued oversight of HR functions as improvements to our processes have been implemented. So we received that email last week, and so GSD is no longer conducting oversight of our HR functions. Last Tuesday, June 9th, we had our first TIERS meeting, our Transportation Interim Revenue Subcommittee, TIERS meeting. This is where we presented our bonding package, Mr. Chair, our revenue forecast for the coming year and actually out through 2040. And District 5 gave their update. Going over different, all the projects, maintenance projects, it basically the same presentation that all the districts provide that subcommittee. So as we move around the state, each district will have an opportunity to do that presentation for them. Some upcoming dates and locations for tiers. These are tentative. July 14th in Tier C, August 12th in Gallup, September 10th in Hobbs, October 23rd in Albuquerque, and November 10th in Santa Fe. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim. There we go. Okay, so July 14th in Tier C, August 12th in Gallup, September 10th in Hobbs, October 23rd in Albuquerque, and November 10th in Santa Fe. You're welcome.
And just a quick comment, Secretary, on the vacancy rate. I'm glad to see that coming down because, I mean, our employees have been great because we were down there for a while and they've been picking up the slack for others until we can fill these vacancies. But more importantly, we always talk about recruitment and retention. And if we can't recruit, then we're losing out on a lot of hires because we're taking so long to hire them that they have to work. They got to take care of their families, so they're going to other places. And so that's good to see. And then once we get them here, I just wanted to comment because you're being very aggressive on trying to get everybody up to midpoint and trying to get everybody, situated. So that's part of the retention. So I just want to say that this commission appreciates it because it's our focus here to make sure that, number one, we're giving support to our employees and that we're getting them in and we're keeping them here because of the raises and all this stuff. So thank you. I just wanted to make a comment on that.
Secretary Quintana, my question to you is, in your streamlining, what were the 2 or 3 different things that you did that made it so significant? That's a significant improvement.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner, I feel that a lot what's been coming down has been a lot of back and forth between our HR and the hiring managers
Sure.
as far as
Which takes time.
what salary are we going to give these people, and a lot of times our HR folks don't really understand what the job entails, where our hiring managers do. So I'm going back. I trust them. Okay. I need to trust
Sure.
them, and as long as my executive staff is on board with the recommendations, then that's good enough for me, and that's good enough for HR, and we're moving things along faster. So I'm hopeful to see that those time to fill reduce even more.
Yeah.
So we're moving very aggressively towards that end, and we look forward to just getting our vacancy rate down to 12-10% as quickly as we can.
Good deal. Thank you.
And there was a time when we were doing job fairs and all that, and we were even hiring on the spot. And so, I mean, whatever it's going to take to get us back at full force, because it puts a strain on employees, and then we're not giving the service that we should be giving to our traveling public. Mm-hmm. So with that, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Thank you.
All right, commissioners, Mr. Chair, moving on. So June bond sales, we went to market last Tuesday. 220 million of State Transportation Commission bonds were sold at the bond market last Tuesday, and will close by the end of the month. All the bonds were sold without underwriters having to purchase any of the unsold bonds, and we'll have our exact debt service upon closing. However, we anticipate approximately a $9.8 million debt service that we'll have to pay on this first series of bonds. The projects that will be funded with the 2026 A bonds are the border connector down in District 1, Nogal Canyon in District 1, the bridge replacement on I-25, the I-40 Puerto River Twin Bridge replacement in District 6 near Gallup. And all three of those projects also received discretionary grants. So good news on that front. We're looking really good as far as our credit rating. We got very good interest for our bond sales. We are working through different scenarios for upcoming sales to kind of work through with legislature, and we'll share those different scenarios with commission when we get through them, to kind of let you know how we're going to strategize our future sales and whether they're 15-year debt service limit or term limits or 10-year term limits. We'll have some different options to look at. So more to come on that. Cattle guard update. I know this is near and dear to everyone's heart here. Last month, I reported to the commission that DOT's costs associated with cattle guards, roughly, about $36 million if we were to maintain them all as we currently do. what I'm asking the districts to do are identify what our needs are to establish cattle guard crews in each district. I think it'd be much more efficient and cheaper for the DOT if we hired, 20 people, 24 people, whatever the case may be. So we have a crew in each district to maintain these cattle guards, Mr. Chair. So as we get that information from the districts, I'll be sharing what our plans are next commission meeting, hopefully, and what that budgetary impact will look like for us going into the future. So that is, I think, the best way to go about it is establish a guardrail crew in each district rather than farm these out to, private contractors or work with the counties and in a lot of instances it's not a fruitful discussion oftentimes with the counties, but ultimately the risk is ours when those cattle guards get filled and vehicles hit livestock out on our roads.
I think that's a great idea. In the past, we used to put together crews, special crews. That would be called a special crew. And I think that would be a great idea. I think a lot of them just need to be, some of them can even be flushed out with the vectors and stuff like that, some of them. But I think the main thing is that we've gone to identify which ones we need to maintain or which ones we don't maintain.
Right.
And so once we start there, I think that's a great idea. And what I would like to see is this legislative session that we ask for more money so that our budget can sustain the employees. And I would also like, on top of that, would like to maybe get another crew doing fencing, because the fencing has become another issue, and especially in areas where sand and flooding and everything else is. And again, who maintains it? That's our responsibility.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good
Comment, Mr. Chair,
Commissioner. Yes, sir.
if I may. I spoke with McKinley County, our county manager, and they seem interested in maintaining part of the cattle guards in our area as well. So we're going to have access to our county to assist us in that as well. They seem very interested. I thought Anthony was going to be here today, but he must have got tied up. So we're moving forward on that. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Chair. So update on New Mexico 165. So as I stated last commission meeting, and just a brief history of how we went, how the timeline, on May 19th and 20th of 1988, the State Transportation Commission moved to give State Road 165 back to the Forest Service. This action was noted on the agenda for this STC meeting as a status report, SR 165. I'm talking about the STC meeting in 1988. At the conclusion of the report, the STC voted on a motion to proceed with abandonment and unanimously approved. On 7/1 of 88, a declaration was filed. On 7/14 of 88, STC was made aware of unhappy residents regarding the declaration. On August 19th of 1988, public comment was received about the abandonment. And then on September of that same year, the motion to affirm the 520 action to abandon was unanimously approved by that body. It was recorded in Bernalillo County. It was not recorded in Sandoval County, however, which makes up about 90% of the length of that road. Now, based on this information, what we're going to ask is the Attorney General to give us an opinion. We need an AG opinion. We really don't know what our responsibility is now, and what we want to ask is that motion good enough for, as far as the Attorney General's opinion, is the motion that the STC passed enough to abandon the road, or did it have to in fact be recorded with the county? That's the opinion we're going to ask the Attorney General, and when we can get that opinion, we'll come back to the Commission with that as well. I'm sure there's going to be some comments and some questions from the public on that, but that's our next step. That's the only realistic step we can take, is get an opinion of the Attorney General and move from there. And if it is our responsibility, we'll accept that and take that on. However, I want to get that opinion, Mr. Chair.
But there was another portion of the road that doesn't fall in Bernalillo, it falls in Sandoval, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's
and there was no action done on that one, correct?
It was not filed with Sandoval County. It was not recorded with the county. It was the abandonment was recorded with Bernalillo County, but not Sandoval County. So that's where we don't know where, in fact, does the Commission's approval or action, where does that satisfy the abandonment requirement per legislation, per the NMAC? Or is it the recording of the abandonment in the county? So once we find that out, we'll come back to this body and give you what his opinion was.
Secretary, do you have a timeline for the ruling?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner, I'll defer to our general counsel.
Unfortunately, there is no timeline that the AG provides. It's when they are able to render an opinion. So unfortunately, I cannot answer that.
Let me just ask you this, and I mean we're like in limbo here again, and it's not doing anything. What would it take? And I don't even know if we can. So I'm just asking a question that maybe we can't or we don't want to get into. But I mean, what is it going to take to just go in there and just do a pass in there and until we get an opinion?
Mr. Chair, I think District 3 has committed to doing some paving. I'll defer to Paul Brasher, our district engineer, or maybe if Greg could answer on his behalf. I know that they are going to do some paving and up about approximately 1,000 feet. And Greg, if you don't mind coming up and kind of explaining exactly.
Let me just ask this question. Like we're talking about paving 1,000 feet, which is not going to do a whole lot, and so, I mean, I guess what I'm talking about, and again, I don't know if we can. I don't know if legal counsel says if we get in there, we're not supposed to or whatever, and I don't want to overstep the bounds, but I'm just saying, what would it take to get in there and get it passable? For the meantime, till we get a legal opinion, and then if the legal opinion backs up what this said, then we go from there. But because to pave 1,000 feet, I don't see what the benefit would be.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
when you look at that, the idea behind that is that we just go out there and pave it. If we had, thinking out loud, if we just had a petition put together that came from the community that we're talking about, we authorize you, at this point in time to pave this, and, the rest will be resolved as it can be. I mean, just.
If I may, I would really like if we could please hear from Mr. Clark or Mr. Brasher about the conditions out there, because it is not a simple, straightforward situation. If it had been, we would have already resolved this, right? The conditions out there are probably preclude any kind of significant paving, but I'm not an engineer. I've just been shown some of the photography, and you're well aware of the conditions out there. So I just would really like for maybe someone who's more familiar with the conditions out there to speak to that. And we really want to hear from the residents out there too. And I know you need to leave soon.
And the other thing is, when we're talking about solutions, and I'm just throwing this out there, I dealt with some of those roads when I was out there, okay? And we didn't have the money to go in and pave them. I mean, our budget didn't sustain it, but we went in there again. We went in there with some special crews, and we threw a double pen chip seal. Double pen chip seal, we went in because we have stockpiles of millings that are all over, and it didn't cost us anything. And we brought in the crew, and it didn't cost, I mean, it costs as far as the equipment, and it costs as far as the manpower, but that road was impassable, and as soon as it rained, it'd be washboarded, and that was the only solution that we could come up with that we could budget at the time. Now, I'm not saying that's the solution. I'm just saying that that's an option, but we'll go ahead and have you come up. I just don't think 1,000 feet of paving is going to do anything.
Morning, Commission, Mr. Chair, Secretary. Welcome to District 3, the Champaign District.
Pop the cork.
Because we have a lot to celebrate, starting with 210 employees and a great constituent base. We serve New Mexico 165. Here's how you get to New Mexico 165. You go north on I-25 till you get to Bernalillo. And if you turn west at Bernalillo onto 550, that's really northbound to Farmington. But if you turn east, that's 165. It goes through Placitas and sort of ends at the foot of the Sandia Mountains. And 165 goes through the Sandia Mountains. Into Sandia Mountains, it's actually called Las Huertas Road. And we think that how it got built in the first place, built sounds too designed. It was pioneered really, I think as part of the President Roosevelt's New Deal Works Project Administration in 1935. We think it was built about 1935. And I'm going to ask these gentlemen over here to play a video of that road. Give you a feel for how rough that road is. It's basically rock outcropping of rock and rocks. Not the kind of thing that anybody who cares about their plow would plow without ripping their blade off the front of their truck, because they're rock outcroppings along its length. This dirt portion right here, the unpaved portion, runs about almost 8 miles. And then it's running parallel to the Huertas Creek, which is a flowing creek. It's probably the only flowing water up there on the east side of the mountains. And that creek crosses the road in a number of places in crossing structures that are bridges or culverts, which are all in dilapidated condition and would have to be reconstructed. We've inherited a practically impossible situation here. And impossible to reconstruct, impossible to maintain, not by any means practical. But it goes like this for about 8 miles with hairpin turns and so forth, and crossing structures. To build this road, we would have to rip that rock out of there, or blast it out of there, collect the rubble, and then crush that rubble and use it for something else. It could probably be something like $50 million into it. Continuing up this road, it intersects with 536, which is the road that takes you to the crest, which we recently repaved very nicely. Anyway, so what we've done, Mr. Chair, is we met with the Forest Service and asked the Forest Service if they would be willing to take over the maintenance of this road. We met with Sandoval County and asked them the same thing, and nobody seems to want it for the same reasons we'd like to not have it on our inventory. Couldn't convince them to do that, I guess, 'cause I can't sell water to fire. So neither the Forest Service nor Sandoval County could be talked into assuming the maintenance responsibility for this road in terms of either grading it or plowing it in the winter.
I think that's enough of the, we get an idea of.
Get the idea of how rough this is.
No, but I mean, I can already see it, because that's just what I used to do when I was out there working. I can already see the rock on the bottom protruding, and I can imagine, I didn't see any bar ditches, so there's no drainage, and I mean, I saw a bunch of things on it right immediately. And
Just to drive it, you have to hold on for dear life.
But that gives me an idea anyway, as far as, I know you've been on it, Commissioner, and you probably have seen it, so that gives me an idea of what it looks like.
There you are.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Secretary.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may, Paul, how far is the last residence up the road? Like
From there, it's approximately 6 miles.
6 miles from there.
From
The
where the dirt starts out, you'll see this.
okay.
And approximately 2.5 down from Balsam Lake.
And the reference I made earlier to the road that we went in and did was almost like this one. And so what we had done, and I don't know if it can be done here, I saw a lot of rock in that. We went in and ripped it up, reprocessed it, what was there. And then we went in and we did a double pen chip seal. And that seemed to have held, but I could see a lot of stuff there that needs more attention, so.
Mr. Chair, what I thought we would do is we pave the last 400 feet of this, 400 feet of the dirt, pave it up to the next driveway 400 feet away. Actually pave it, and put forth the effort to get that rock out of there and put a proper road in there. Sort of a full depth reclamation plus. And pave it to that first driveway. Probably 400 feet of road there,
400 feet.
up to the first driveway.
The first driveway is 6 miles.
That would be 6 miles.
No, he's saying 400 feet.
400, we'll
The-
pave
but
about
he
400
does
feet.
Driveway, what is the difference between the first driveway that you're referring, excuse me, what is the first driveway that you're referring to, Mr. Brasher, versus
We
what
think there's
Mr.
a driveway
Davis-
about 400 feet up from the end of where the paving ended. And the really bad part started.
Can
We
allow that?
we mend 400 feet of that, actually pave 400 feet of that road.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with that, thank you, and we'll go ahead and have you come up and speak.
We do have someone here representing.
Yeah, that's fine. Whoever comes up, that's
Well,
fine.
let's look, can we let her go ahead and make her statement?
Yeah, we're opening up to whoever wants to come and speak on behalf of this.
Please do.
Hi,
Thank you, Mr. Brasher.
Okay, I'm Paul Bresh.
I'm Anna Brown. Nice to meet you.
Morning.
I think that driveway he's referring to is for a reservoir. When I've looked at the map from above, it looks like it's a reservoir driveway. But, thank you. I prepared words, but I don't think I'm gonna read those. I'll just speak from my heart. My name's Anna Brown. I'm a lifetime New Mexican. I've driven most dirt roads in the state probably, and we all are really comfortable on dirt roads in New Mexico. We're not asking for a paved road. We're just asking for basic maintenance of this road. Doesn't have to be every month, maybe every couple of years, but just basic maintenance so it's passable. And I'm here to just talk about how recreation is used in that canyon. So I'm a rock climber, I'm a hiker, I'm on the board of the New Mexico Mountain Club and one of our climbing organizations here. And there's probably 200 or 300 climbing routes in that canyon. There's several trailheads. We all use that area quite differently. Cyclists use it. There's groups who do a loop around the whole Sandias. They'll start down by the river, do the whole loop. They go up that road, come down the other side, or they do an up and back. So there's cyclists up there. There's mountain bikers up there. We have opened the trail for Palomas Peak, which is a big climbing area that's been there since I think the late 80s. There's bouldering back there. And so it's just a road that we really use as recreationalists. We're up there a lot. So it's definitely the property owners also, but there are a lot of people on that road. One day we were helping to open that Palomas Peak trailhead as climbers, and I was up there with the Forest Service installing some signage, and I was coming back down. I have a truck that can drive that road just fine, but I was coming down and there was a little Hyundai vehicle with 2 women in it, and the lady was crying because 50 years ago she had driven the road with her parents and had this nostalgic view of what the road was like, and she's like, I don't remember it being this bad. And they were really in a bad spot back there. So I helped them get out of there. But I think a lot of people are on that road with vehicles that don't belong there. They don't know until they get into it, right? And then they sort of don't know what to do. Lots of us are comfortable on that kind of road, but not the majority of the population. And then I grew up in Cerrillos, New Mexico, on the other side. My parents own the petting zoo there. And they get customers who are brought over that road through Google Maps. So there are random people on that road who are being told to go on that road by Google Maps because it is a state road. So my mom will get customers in who say they're just like haggard because they've been through this sort of World War III on that road. And it is quite bad. I have a lifted Tacoma. I can drive that road, but I choose to go all the way around the backside of the mountain and come from the top down to the climbing area. So it's just pretty rough. And just in the last couple of years, it's gotten worse. I did happen to be there a couple weeks ago. We were establishing some new climbing routes on that wall at Palomas Peak. And I came down during a rainstorm, and you can really see what the rain does to that road when it is raining. But like I said, we're not asking for pavement. I think everybody, including just the people out for a drive, like that it's a rural road and that it is scenic. We don't want a paved road there, but we don't want a road that's been abandoned. We want a road that people take care of. It doesn't have to be a road that is perfect, but what's there now is not working for anyone. And I guess I understand that is complicated, but you guys said you get stuff done. So I think Mr. Adams is the one to assign to this project. I think it just needs somebody to be creative and to work with the different parties. It's a great road, and if we would like to offer you guys the opportunity to go drive it with us and just go hang out back there. It's really beautiful. And I'll just say this, many times I've seen families back there, and we all live in the city, and so that's just a quick way for families to get outside, and they do that. So you see kids out there by the streams and parents taking their kids outside, and it's a cool thing. So as somebody who really enjoys being outside, I challenge you guys to figure out how to fix this road so that we can use it. I'll say this one last thing. Sandia Main Cave is probably one of the most popular destinations in this county, and most people can't get up there in a vehicle safely. Again, we're not asking for pavement. I don't think it needs to be paved for that 1,000 feet. Don't spend that money, but figure out how to make the road passable. We don't need a perfect road. We don't need it rebuilt, but maybe just, I don't know. You guys know how to do it, but thank you so much.
Thank you. And this is, you're right, it is a complicated situation. Now, believe me, this commission stands behind, if it's our responsibility, yeah, we're gonna take care of it. There's no doubt. Just like we were talking about cattle guards, fencing and all that, that falls under our purview. Where we're running into the complication, and that's why I said earlier, to pave 1,000 feet, that's a waste of money. I don't know what 1,000 feet's gonna do. That would be like from here to the gate over here. And so, that being said, I think where we're at and the dilemma is, if we've abandoned a road, and if the documentation is there, and if it holds, it's not our responsibility anymore. But if it gets reviewed, and I'm gonna have our legal counsel speak now, if it is ours, then this commission will take the responsibility to say, let's get in there. And I agree with you. We're not even looking, we couldn't have the money to pave that road anyway. So we're not even looking at paving. What we would be looking at is, if we were to do the work, would be something simple like getting in there and ripping up the road and reprocessing everything and compact it and get it smooth. What has happened is that road has been neglected for so long, for whatever reason, whoever's is in the condition that it is now, and it's only going to get worse. And so that is very understandable. I'm going to turn it over to our legal counsel. Oh, hold on.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner-
my question is, and I'm newer to the commission, so I don't know how many residents are along that, or how many access that road. No, I'm talking about the people that actually live up there.
It's my knowledge there are no permanent residents.
Okay.
There are approximately a dozen private land owners
Mm-hmm.
that either just simply, a few have simple property, but most do have structures, cabins,
Okay.
that they realize on a regular basis, and Presbyterian Church has a church.
I can't. Okay. Okay.
And it's in the upper section, about
Mhm.
6 miles up, is where those properties are located.
Mm-hmm.
It's the old Ellis Homestead.
Got it.
168.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before I turn it over to legal counsel, I'll let you come up and speak.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I think that there has been one thing overlooked that is very important in our discussion here today. My name is Larry Lucas. I'm an attorney here in Albuquerque, have been since 1978. Back in 1988, we filed an action with the Court of Appeals relating to what the Secretary spoke of as far as abandonment of Road 165. As a result of that, we entered into, the landowners entered into a settlement agreement with the commission that came after the abandonment. And that settlement agreement, I made a few additional copies if I could approach. I'm sorry to make copies.
Thank you.
But that settlement agreement was signed by Mr. Lonsberry, who at the time,
Dewey Lonsberry.
yes, who at the time was the Secretary of the Highway and Transportation Department, by Mr. Willie Ortiz, who was the chairman of the State Highway Department. And that settlement agreement supersedes any kind of abandonment that this commission entered into that the Secretary just talked about. This document was in fact filed with the county of Sandoval County and Bernalillo County. It's obvious from the filing data. And what that settlement agreement said, as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure that your attorney may or may not have the same opinion or not.
That's what they call interpretation of the law.
That's right. Yes, sir. My interpretation of the law said that you guys were going to, in fact, keep that 165 as a state highway. That if you decided to abandon it, you were going to have to start all over. That the old abandonment that the Secretary spoke of had no effect and has no effect. So if you're going to ask the Attorney General for any kind of opinion, you've got to make the Attorney General aware of this document. And in fact, this document addresses the very issues that we're talking about. State Highway 165 under this settlement agreement is in fact a state highway. There's no doubt about that. As a result of it being a state highway, the Commission has certain obligations to maintain it in a safe condition. Again, I agree with the last speaker. who we're not asking for any kind of paving or major reconstruction. We're asking that the potholes be filled and that the ruts be filled. That's all we're asking for. Now, if this commission, and I'm not representing any of these folks. I am in fact a landowner up there, and I'm only representing myself because I don't want there to be any confusion that I'm making any statements on behalf of these folks. These are my opinions and my opinions only. But it seems to me that if this commission does act to abandon that road and continues to fail to maintain in at least a reasonably passable condition and forces the landowners into a litigation situation, there's going to be litigation not only regarding whether it's abandoned, not abandoned, there's going to be claims of compensation as a result of a constitutional taking by way of de facto denial of access. There's case law in New Mexico on that, those kind of things. And I just wanted to make the commission aware that we've already addressed what we're talking about. We've got an agreement with you folks that 165 is under your jurisdiction, and that agreement has never been set aside by any court. It's never been addressed by the commission. So that's what I wanted to make you aware of. And I think that from my perspective, all I'm trying to do is get a minimum amount of maintenance on the road. I think that if you have time to review the settlement agreement that is currently in effect, it addresses the issue as to whether it's a state road or not. I think you'll find that it is a state road. And as a state road, as Chairman Adams said, you've got an obligation to maintain it in some sort of passable condition. So thank you very much.
No, thank you, and we appreciate you being here, and this is the first time that we have.
Well, it's not the first
No, you had brought
time
it the
in that
last
we
time.
have,
Yeah.
no, we have previously provided it. I haven't been
No, I hadn't.
actively involved in it.
Chairman Adams, the department and the Office of General Counsel has that settlement.
but I
The
hadn't-
purported settlement agreement, yes.
Right, but I did not have a chance to review it, so.
Correct. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, and we appreciate you. Now, I'm gonna turn it over to our legal counsel.
So Chairman Adams, members of the commission, I'm not sure what you're asking of us. We can't really discuss legal advice to the department in an open meeting. So in this matter, we have provided the department with our legal advice, the Office of General Counsel has, and we cannot discuss the particulars in an open meeting.
Well, it's not to discuss what the particulars are, it's to see what your recommendation is that it's abandoned. That is your
That would be legal
recommendation.
advice to the department. So we would need to do that in a different format.
Well, it's not
We would
really,
need to go, Mr. Chair, we would need to go into closed session to have the discussion, to hear from our legal counsel. Correct?
Correct.
okay.
Additional comment.
Yes, yeah.
And
yeah.
I do have a comment as well when you finish.
Come on, you can come up, whoever.
So my comment in my background is engineering. When the comment is made, we just want you to maintain it. We can't just maintain it at this point in time. The road is not in that kind of condition. The discussion that's been held is we truly need to do something along the lines of take a ripper in there, and rip it up and replace it. So that's, I would say it's more significant than just maintaining it, if you will. So, and that's just my opinion. I'm not speaking for the department.
So thank you for giving us this opportunity. I'm Jim Daly. I am part of one family that is a private landowner up there. But as I said last time, it's a place that I've recreated all my life. As a teacher, I take my students up there on a monthly basis to monitor the stream. And just as Ann reported, I see all the recreation that goes on up there. We take the kids up to the Sandia Cave and we're always encountering other hikers, so on and so forth. So you've heard all that. Again, my father kept very extensive notes. To address your comments just now, it's difficult for me to hear that when it's been the responsibility, and we've got the documentation, I believe, that shows that for New Mexico DOT to maintain that road. And now it's in its current condition. And I've heard others claim that we can't maintain that because it's in such bad shape. And the reason it's in such bad shape is New Mexico DOT has not met their legal responsibilities to maintain that road. So is that a tautology? I'm not sure how that comes out. I can read to you something that I did not share, okay? But this is from May 23rd, 1988, from the office of Hal Stratton, who was their Attorney General at the time. Dear Mr. Daly, this is addressing my father. By letter dated April 14th, 1988, you expressed, by letter, you expressed concern about the possible closure of State Road 165. On behalf of the Attorney General Stratton, I asked the Highway Department's General Counsel to explain the department's position. I enclose a copy of this May 5, 1988 letter to me with attachment. The department apparently does not wish to close the road. Okay? And again, we have the stay. And everything that's been said with regard to New Mexico DOT actually taking their process, right, to notify private landowners, to notify the public generally, to open up to public comment, and then for there to be a vote was not followed. And that was stated explicitly, I believe, in the stay that's been shared with you now. I also have letters from then state senators addressing this issue, also saying that they were not aware that there had been any vote, actually. So, Mr. Quintana, I'd be interested to see the documentation that you have with regard to votes from the commissioners to actually abandon that road. And again, he may not have had his facts straight, but there's a letter here that explicitly says, to his knowledge at least, there had been no votes. I'm not a lawyer. What I understand, or at least I think I understand, and again, we've provided evidence that actually New Mexico DOT has maintained the road since 1988. There were orders for it not just to maintain, but also to make sure it got plowed. We've got the judgment that we shared through email that shows that. And to rely on something that was done in 1988, after there have now been years of, yes, in my opinion, inadequate maintenance, but actual maintenance by New Mexico DOT, my understanding is that abandonment order is no longer valid. That you cannot continue to claim that you don't have responsibility for that road based on that. And of course, the stay, I believe, proves that as well. It was maintained 2 years ago. They put a blade on it and it was passable. So I'm not quite sure why it is that we've been unable to keep that process going and that we find ourselves again in this situation. I spent yesterday doing nail polish with my 3-year-old granddaughter. I do not want her standing here in 20 years having to go through this all again with her great-granddad's file and her granddad's file to be asking New Mexico DOT to please follow their procedures properly and to maintain that road.
Let me ask a question. If we abandon it in 88, or is that, and it's a recommendation that it's no longer a road, why were we on it 2 years ago?
And it's in your database today.
It shows as a New Mexico state highway,
There are signs on the road.
But I guess my biggest question is,
right? Why is it
why were
continued?
we on it 2 years ago? And so, let me do this. I think, you know, we're like at a standstill here, okay? We're like on a street and we're both ready to draw, and nobody has bullets in the gun, so we're just gonna keep the guns in the holster. But well, let me finish. I think what we need to do is that we're at that stage, so I'd like to get more information. And it's not to stonewall anything or to, we want to make sure that whatever we do, we're doing correctly. And I think that there was a recommendation to take this to the Attorney General. And I think I have questions as far as, again, why did we get on it 2 years ago if we shouldn't be on it? And there's other questions I have. This is the first time I see this document, so I haven't had a chance to review it. So there won't be a decision made today if my fellow commissioners agree with me as far as we're gonna go in there tomorrow and do it. I think we need to come to a head on this quick. And so if it is all right with you, I think that we have the Secretary of Legal Counsel send this to the Attorney General, get the legal opinion from them. The legal opinion comes back and we'll do it as quick as possible. It's not gonna be like a year down the road or anything. We'll let them know how important this is and we'll try to move it as quick. And I'm telling you this, if it comes back that it's our responsibility, we will be on it. Now, the one thing I wanna tell you is we will never have the money in our budget, and I know you're not asking for that, but I just wanna be clear, to go in and pave it and make it a thing.
Right.
What it would be is a dirt road that every once in a while gets bladed, and it gets maintained, and if we continue, if it is our responsibility, and if we can get in there periodically and keep it up, it won't get to the condition it is now.
Yeah.
The question is now is that you have documentation and solid, and you have this, that's solid, and our legal counsel is standing on their ground that they have the documentation also. And so we're at a place where we follow legal counsel. And if we can get this to the Attorney General, you can be patient with us and we'll move this. We will get it to them as soon, and we will include this document that was presented today. We'll make sure that they get this. And if you have any other information that you would like submitted, you can submit it to our secretary, and that can go to the Attorney General also. Because we want to make this as transparent, want to be as fair as we possibly can, but we're just at a place where, like I said, we're at the legal interpretation or perception, not truth or fact, but what we're both thinking. So I think we want to be fair to you, and we appreciate it. So if you could just be patient for us, and we will submit this, and once it gets there and we get the legal opinion, and it comes back and it's ours, we will do what we need to do to remedy the situation, and we won't even have to discuss it. We'll figure out how to get in there.
I have this question because this is a interesting phenomenon where if nobody wants a road that the community uses, who takes care of the road? I mean, we want this road, I would say, as a community, but nobody wants to take care of it.
Let me tell you what has happened before with DOT. And I was involved in some of these. There were some roads like the one that you're talking about, and we no longer wanted to maintain them, I would say, because in some cases, and they were all different, there wasn't a whole lot of people going in there, there wasn't a whole lot of traffic or anything. So what we would do is we would contact the county, and we would do an MOU, and they would take it over, and it came off us. But then the county was responsible for maintaining it. Or in some cases, the city.
Okay.
So we have some in Vegas, we had a main area where we turned it over to the city, and now the city maintains it, and it came off of us. But that's done, and it's all done, and then they become responsible. In this case, you know, our side's saying that we abandoned it. You're saying we didn't abandon it, but the difference here is that it wasn't abandoned to anybody. It was just abandoned. Not necessarily. I know the paperwork says it's still ours.
And the
I'm not saying that.
and the actions of New Mexico DOT also indicate that it was
but I'm
not
saying
abandoned.
that in these other cases, there was an agreement done where either the
Yes.
forestry took it over or the city took it
understand.
over, and it was there. It was there. In this case, nobody took it over. We abandoned it, and it just got abandoned.
And you're saying in these other cases, then the state would pay the local entity to?
No, we didn't
No.
pay them.
No,
We
you just turn it over
we
to
just
them.
turn it over, and if they agreed, they would it'd go before their commission or board, and they would approve it, and then they took responsibility for the road.
Right.
And the challenge with this road is it crosses two counties. It's parts in Bernalillo and parts in Sandoval, so that's sort of challenging.
And I'll give you this latest scenario, which is happening right now. There was a piece that belonged to the state up in Vegas. It's called 8th Street Extension, and we turned it over and we abandoned it, okay? And everything was done legally, but now there was a question that came up, who was responsible for it? Because there's a lot of residents in there and the road's deteriorating quick. So what happened there is that the city and the county got together and they came back to us, but we had our paperwork and everything. We didn't have any responsibility. So city and county got together and the county decided to adopt the road. So in this case, nobody wants to adopt it. So in that case, like I said, we're gonna stand on legal counsel's advice, and then we're gonna submit all this documentation, and I ask you, if you have any other documentation, submit it to our secretary, and when that goes into the Attorney General, we'll send it all in.
Okay.
And he can review all your documents and your documents and his documents, and then we'll get a legal opinion. And it's not that we don't wanna do it, but we're at a place where we're standing on legal counsel.
Understood. Yes, and I appreciate the discussion with sharing stuff with materials with Secretary Quintana. You know, I'd like to know what the most effective, efficient way is to do that because there's a lot of documentation here. With due respect, referring to it as purported stay, I think it's not purported. It exists. So I'm just concerned that this is now the second time that this decision based on that particular action in 1988 has been presented to me as to why New Mexico DOT is not going to maintain that road. And my question has been, but what about this? Why is this stay not being considered? Why is that being ignored? And I'm just concerned that either it's being ignored or the records aren't complete.
Can we get an answer from the general counsel to that question?
No, you cannot. I cannot provide legal advice to the public. And in this being a matter, I need to provide advice to the department. I cannot respond to that. In fact, I would encourage everyone at this point not to respond to any more questions on particulars and just take public comment.
Okay, and I understand that. Yeah.
So if it's an agreement with this commission, I think that we just, like I said, if you can get with the secretary, figure out
Yes.
what's the best way to exchange and gather all the information that you would like submitted, and then we will submit the paperwork. And I would ask you, Secretary, that and legal counsel, as this moves forward and wherever with the Attorney General, that you keep them apprised of the progress and update them on anything.
Okay.
And so we understand your frustration. I hope you can see our position too. And it's not that we wanna not take responsibility for it. We just wanna make sure that if we do have responsibility, that we do it, and if we don't, we can't. Because at the end of and I wanted to understand this, even with the roads we own today, and we can't get off of fence to fence our right of way. We can't go into county property. We can't go into city property or private property. We have to stay within our thing, and so that's why we have to respect the opinion today from legal counsel, and we'll just move it forward through the process.
Okay.
Can I ask one follow-up question?
No, that's it.
No?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
If at the end of this process, it's determined that the state has no responsibility for this road, ultimately, this is a road the community wants maintained. Who maintains the road, and can the state come back and reclaim the road? Can you guys make that decision to say, we are going to maintain this road? We understand it's important to the community, to the landowner.
I'll just answer it with this, and it's not gonna suffice, but usually when a decision is made to abandon a road, they never get it. The consideration is never to get it back. But I'll just leave it at, I'm not saying, I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I think, again, not being a lawyer, but understanding that could be perceived as a taking in terms of our access to our property, which my understanding is that legally that can't be done. So, and again, I'm not a lawyer.
And the last thing, I'll close it off with this.
Yeah.
And I spoke with you about this, and, I know you've been talking to your representatives, senators, and all that. We encourage that. I mean, go do, if I was living on that road, I would seek every resource I could. And so it doesn't bother us that you're going outside and getting the support you need out there. Maybe they would come back and say, here's $100 million, go fix that road. But with that, like I said, do what you need to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we can only go according to what we're being told, and that's where we stand right now. So there won't be a decision today.
Okay. And I just want to reemphasize my reaching out to those elected representatives is in no way trying to go over anybody's head.
And we
Don't worry.
Right.
don't take it that way.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
We would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And
They
so,
give you the money.
Right.
yeah,
Well,
I mean,
and then they will pick up the phone and call us and let us
Yeah.
know. I just would like to say going way back when, land is very precious to each and every one of us,
Right.
and the actions that we take. We just can't take action without having had a conversation and that results in a closed meeting, and my
Right.
attorney's standing here on tiptoes right now.
No, I understand that completely.
But we hear you, we're committed to respond.
Thank you so much.
And again, if it's not ours, and at this point we're taking it that it's not, we can't get it, we couldn't go in there to do like something like right now because it's not ours. So at that, I think we appreciate you being here. Believe me, if it comes back to us, then we'll take care of our responsibility. If it's not ours, then we can't. But like I said, we have two opinions, and we'll go from there. And I appreciate each and every one of you coming by. And
Thank you.
I hope
Yes.
it wasn't a waste of your time, because it certainly wasn't a waste of our time. This is all good information.
No,
Can I
I
say
appreciate the
one
time.
last
Thank
thing?
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. No, I just want to really commend the dedication of this group of people here, and I really appreciate your patience. Thank you for participating in this process, because this is how we get things done together. So thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Secretary.
Mr. Chair, Commissioners, thank you. I'll continue with my report. Thank you, folks. We do appreciate the comments, and we will we'll figure this out. Moving on, we have conducted a capital outlay assessment, Mr. Chair, to identify our needs. Right now, we just looked at patrols throughout the state. Over $65 million of needed maintenance were identified for our patrols. Obviously, we're not going to get the full amount for capital outlay for a $65 million need. So we're going to include in our ICIP a $14 million ask for the patrols. and $15 million ask for equipment. Now, you all are aware we're not a general general fund agency, and typically we've only gotten capital outlay I think the last couple of years. So this is relatively new for the DOT to request capital outlay, but it makes all the sense in the world for us to, because we dip into the state road fund when we have to maintain our facilities, right? That's where what we have to use to take care of all those structures. And I think we're the largest. We own the most buildings out of all the state agencies behind GSD and Department of Corrections. And we feel that utilizing the state road fund for maintenance of our buildings probably isn't the best thing to do, but obviously it's something we have to do. So we're going to use capital outlay or leverage capital outlay as much as we can now and into the future. Part of our ask will also be another $850,000 for next year's assessment, which we will look at all the other DOT facilities, districts, and even like District 5, even by itself, could probably just be raised and rebuilt. To be honest with you, it's in that kind of condition. So more to come on that. We'll find out. How much we're actually going to get next session, but that'll be our ask. We're coming up also, Mr. Chair. A lot of there's been a lot in the news regarding the Epstein Ranch and the descansos that have been put out there, the taking down of the descansos and the concerns with the community. Right now, there's obviously legislation or there's law that respects the descansos. They're not allowed to be moved. We even in our contracts, on our road contracts, establish remove and replacement of these descansos or keeping them in safe condition during construction. But that really doesn't provide a framework for how these descansos should be, where they should be placed, how they should be placed, what types of materials would be allowed, and things of that nature. So we're going to work on a policy to give a framework or give an idea of, okay, where are we wanting you guys to place them? What kind of materials are we putting out there? Is it safe? We want to keep the safety of the traveling public at the forefront. So we obviously don't want things placed on our right of way that'll be a safety concern. So we're going to come up with a policy of kind of how to for folks that want to place these out there on our right of way.
Just a note on that, and I want to thank you because I had asked you to work on this. And go ahead.
Oh, and I wanted to add to what Secretary Quintana said, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. For the department to have a policy or a rule that impacts outside the department, other entities, we would have to do it by rulemaking. However, there is another possibility, as Secretary Quintana was alluding to, is we can publish a set of guidelines and put people on notice what would constitute grounds for removal of a descanso. And then also, one idea would be to create a registry so that people could register their descanso, so we would know who we needed to contact. And it could either be an intermediary step between now and a rulemaking, if we decide a rulemaking is the way we need to go, but at least it's an interim solution to get it out there to the public. We want to register these. We want to know whose they are. We want them to be put on notice. What would be the reasons we might need to remove one?
Let me just ask you this. I think we had discussed previously that maybe a permit process. So in other words, if you want to put a descanso, you would go just like you would to go put a gate,
right,
or whatever, and you would go and you apply for it, and then you would get the guidelines saying this is permittable and this isn't permittable.
We would need a rulemaking process. If that's how the department and the commission wants to go, that would require a rulemaking process.
And then somebody from our department can go out and evaluate the area and see what is allowable or not allowable.
And I think eventually that would be the best solution to this, but as an interim, we could have other options.
Thank you. And then on this last one, Secretary, if I can talk on it before you do.
Of course.
Ask the Secretary to put this, I guess when he first came on, it was even actually before he came on board. I had asked him, and he had actually volunteered to come up with some criteria or a policy on speed cameras. Right now, we don't have any. And we're getting to a point now where everybody is requesting speed cameras, and especially in the rural areas now. And the only places that we have allowed them so far is City of Albuquerque, Bernalillo County, and Rio Rancho. And when those people came in, or those entities came in and requested it, they had a lot of data. I mean, they had traffic data, they had accident data, they had just about everything that you could think of. And it even took a long while to get them approved. So what I'd like to ask the district engineers, if as they continue to work on the guidelines as to what qualifies, you know, we have guidelines that they have to follow in order to get access with the ATVs or right? We have some there in your area, Francisco, and I think we have some in District 4, or we're getting a lot of requests in District 4. But when I'm working with Adam, he tells them they have to meet this criteria. And if they don't meet this criteria, then they're not eligible. And that's where we want to get with the cameras. And if they don't meet that criteria, then we're not going to bring it up. But it's coming up more and more and more now. And so once we get this established, if they don't meet that criteria, they don't meet that criteria. In some areas, they just want cameras and they don't have any data, crash data, or anything of that nature. So just be aware of that. So that's why we put there, and I think that explained that part.
Mr. Chair, and just we're about ready to put that in a format that's going to be presented to the commission, I believe now, in the next commission in July. What our policy will be is regarding the speed cameras, and it should be a streamlined process as far as the commission goes, because it'll get vetted at the district level before it ever comes to the Transportation Commission. Only those that the warrant system would that are warranted will come to the commission for approval.
Thank you.
With that is my report, Mr. Chair.
Any questions from fellow commissioners? With that, let's move on to Secretary Mobed.
Good morning, Chair.
Good
Happy
morning.
birthday.
Thank you.
I didn't
appreciate
forget.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know, birthdays are good for you. The more you have, the more you live. So it's really good to have them, you know.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No, and people think you're getting old. They say, no, it's, you know, when you're old, when your insurance company sends you calendar 1 month at a time. So as long as you get a whole year, you're okay this year.
You know when you're old, when you go in and they give you the senior discount everywhere.
That's true.
Without you asking.
Yeah, there you go, without asking.
Well, for month of May, actually we had first I wanted to really give a shout out to Francisco and District 2. We had a ribbon cutting for US 285 in Loving, and really beautiful event. And the project really saves lives. Since we built it, we had 0 fatality. We divided the highway in really nice intersection, traffic signals, and actually Representative Brown was there to help us with ribbon cutting, and the mayor of Loving was there, and also our Commissioner Hicks was there. She had something to do with the project anyway, so she built it. Helped Francisco. So it was nice to see Francisco and his folks. They did a good job, and the community was there. It was really nice, and it was a little warm down there, but it was not bad. I mean, to me, I'm used to hot weather, so it's nice to be down there. Anyway, for this month, we have 8 change orders for the month of May to add work, and there were only 4 change orders to add time to the projects. And they are in your package. I don't know if you have any questions, comments you can make.
Fellow commissioners, any questions, comments?
Okay.
With that, thank you.
Thank you. Again, happy birthday.
I hope to see you on my next birthday.
Oh, definitely.
With that, we're going to start with district updates, and we're going to start with you, Aaron.
Good morning. Chairman Adams,
Welcome,
Commissioners.
welcome.
So this is the District 1 bi-monthly report. This is April and May. Here's just some information for District 1. We have 301 full-time employees. Our budget for FY26, which is coming to an end here pretty quick, but we had 51.1 million. We have currently 12 active projects totaling 222 million. We have a little over 5,200 lane miles to maintain. 12 maintenance patrols, 4 construction crews. We have 3 international border crossings and 2 MPOs in District 1. For this bi-monthly report, we didn't have any workplace incidents. As far as permitting, we had 151 permits requests. We were able to process 79, roughly close to half of them. Our equipment, we have close to 500 pieces of, this is motorized equipment. 13 of those are currently due for repairs. 7 dump trucks, 1 loader, and 5 pickups. Our routine maintenance, this is what we've done in the last couple of months. Our chip seal has picked up. We were able to do 62 and a half lane miles of chip seal. We've been mowing a little bit. Our litter pickup continues. It's a never-ending job. We've been doing a little bit of striping, which we should start up here with the new year on it. Contract maintenance, again, some of this, most of this is coming to an end, but we do have, most of these projects are currently completed. We're just waiting for the final payment or the invoice to be submitted. Our construction project update, our very first ones, our university project. We did have a ribbon cutting May 28th. We did have Commissioner McElroy there and Secretary Quintana, which I thought it was a very nice event. We do have an intent to claim on that project. We'll work through it, but should be coming to substantial completion here pretty quick. And then the second one from the bottom there, E100, 321, 322. That one's our New Mexico 213 project. It's currently still on full suspension due to some utilities. It should go back off suspension by mid-month, July. And this is a continuation of our construction projects. We do have, just under 222 million going on right now in district as far as construction projects. And I am, in this last 2 months, April and May, we did final 6 projects. It totaled about 102 million. District 1 accomplishments, we did have Daniel Garcia, who's accounting. He received his procurement officer certification. Our equipment manager and transportation inspector, they're doing this monthly report now. Implemented this monthly report to track overdue preventive maintenance on all motorized equipment there in the district. So far, it's been working pretty good. We're still catching up, but I think it's going to make a big difference in the long run. Local partnerships and coordination. We continue with the dust storm mitigation down by the Lordsburg Playa. We are starting next week a project there at the Gary. We call it the Gary Siding. We're working in coordination with BLM to do some channel. We're going to be doing some channel cleaning, and they're going to be doing some work on their side of the fence, just to try and reestablish some of the drainage patterns that were there before. We did have a coordination meeting with Lordsburg, Hidalgo County, and the village of Verdon in April. We had a coordination with the town of Mesilla in May. and then a ribbon cutting end of May. And we did have a career day at the Hatch and Deming Public Schools. And their picture on the right is the ribbon cutting for University Avenue. And then the picture on the left, the schools, they have their coordinator. She teaches kids how to ride bikes and how to use crosswalks, sidewalks, where to ride their bikes. So after our coordination meeting, a few days after, she coordinated an event for the kids. So they were gracious enough to take a picture and send it to us. And with that, I'll stand for any questions, Chairman.
Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Um,
Commissioner.
This has been in my past duties at New Mexico State University, but I've been approached by several community members asking if we can, much like other university towns, have the logos on the roads that belong to the highway department. And I don't know if that's ever been brought up before, but what's the possibility of that in a university community?
Chairman Adams and Commissioner Hicks, we, a few years we reconstructed the I-25 University Avenue.
Yeah, yep.
We did make an attempt at that point to do something for NMSU. And I believe FHWA turned us down.
Okay.
They rejected that idea. I think they called it advertising, which we can't do on the interstates. But we did, at NMSU, we do. They do have that roundabout,
Yep.
which we work with
Yes.
them to landscape, which it's really nice. They did a good job on it.
So if FHWA doesn't allow it, how are they able to do it in other communities that are larger than Las Cruces? I'm not talking about
Yeah.
the state of New Mexico. I'm talking about in
Yeah.
let's just say Texas Tech.
I couldn't tell you,
Okay.
Commissioner. I know UTEP and El Paso did the same thing. They put a big pick right next, right off of I-10. We asked the same question of FHWA, and they kind of just shrugged their shoulders and didn't really give us an answer.
Okay, let's stick him on it and see if he can do it. Asked and answered, and I appreciate that. I didn't know, and I waited until I got to this point where I could ask. Thank you.
Chairman, Commissioner, we do have a gateway policy now where communities can, create a gateway into their communities. We've been seeing a lot more of those.
Okay.
I don't know to what extent, how elaborate we can get on those, but
Understand.
we do have a policy on that.
All right, thank you.
Excuse me, Chairman Adams.
Yes, go ahead.
Where would we find that policy?
You get
Yeah, the gateway policy.
Yeah, it sits with us. We can get it. We can get it to you.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Chenoweth, I believe it's on our website. If you look I'll find it for you, but it's within our website. It's part of our environmental, it's within the environmental section of
Okay.
materials. It was developed through our environmental bureau.
Thank you very much.
Can you have that sent out to all the commissioners? Go ahead, Commissioner.
Mr. Chair, absolutely.
And Mr. Chair, question, would this apply to things like the Route 66? In Gallup, we've had the county approached about entering some signage on the roads for welcoming people into Route 66. Would this be a similar situation for painting on the roads?
Chairman Adams, Commissioner Tanner, it may. There's it's basically a checklist, and it describes a type of structure and what's acceptable.
Okay.
So,
Super, thank you.
all right.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Just a statement, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. I was recently traveling in Oklahoma and Arkansas and so forth, and you would see the Route 66 plaques on the overpasses, and so I know that that's being used.
Can we look into that?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, we will.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And with that, Francisco, thank you.
Chairman Adams, Commissioners, thank you.
Francisco. Michael Schmelker. Where's Michael Schmelker?
He's back in Roswell.
No, because you know, according to the agenda, I have to go by this, and it says Michael Schmelker.
Oh.
So so I guess we'll go to District 3.
Mr. Chair,
No,
I
I'm
would,
just kidding. Go
I
ahead. I'm
would,
just joking.
I would offer to amend the agenda as necessary.
Chairman Commissioners, I was more than welcome to bring them here, but we'll have to wait a little bit. So I know we want to get this concluded sometime today. Talk about Gateway. Roswell has some great, amazing gateway signs with alien saucers coming in. Pretty cool for communities. So this is our District 2 report, Chairman and Commissioners. I won't go through all these details as we had just had our commission, so you're aware of the boundaries and what we maintain in District 2. I'll just jump straight to the presentation. Right here, what this represents is not necessarily workplace incidents, but we have had several work zone accidents on our projects. As you can see, that's not a small number, so that is concerning. Those are a mix of rural and urban projects, so we definitely need to look closer at that. And hopefully as we progress, I think speed cameras is maybe the answer to some of these work zone answers. District 2, we had 201 permits this month, or these last 2 months, with 140 processed. This is a snapshot of some of our district activities that we've begun. We've really started to hit our litter pickup program again. That number you see there is district-wide, but that is just internal forces. That is not contract. That is our patrols. We have done a lot of blade patching after the winter. We're starting our mowing program there. You see $68,000 and 994 pass miles. We have also kicked off our chip seal. Not as much as District 1 showed, but we did do 21 miles at $309,000. And we continue to really focus on our guardrail around the district. As you see, we did 863 linear feet this last 2 months. Our construction program, of course, is off and running. We did have that ceremony, as Deputy Momobed described, talked to the contractors. I really like District 2 because I can work there all year round. You know, we're paving in Thanksgiving, and so it really helps us out. Really, I highlighted some of these at our District 2 Commission meeting, but once again, I want to talk about the 210-50-30, the 210-50-40 that's shown at the bottom. Roughly 8.6 and 7.8, and then our 210-50-50 control number at 18.9. Those were all shelf projects that I'm very proud of. South Region Design and our internal staff are designing. We put them on the shelf, and we were gracious enough to get redistribution money. So I really wanted to highlight that in this monthly report. This is our contract maintenance program that includes our internal contract maintenance budget, but also our House Bill 2 funds. We didn't meet our goal for FY 26. Our goal is always to spend, of course, the contract maintenance money we're going to spend, right? Because that's what we get annually. But we have always tried to spend all the House Bill 2 money within the year that this legislative session gives it to us. We almost came close. As you can see, the majority of the projects are completed. We lack one, and that's the one in Roosevelt, and that begins in August, and that's part of some House Bill money we received. Of course, we have more than 1 year on those House bills, but we really pride ourselves in spending all that within a year. Accomplishments, the first one is something we're really excited about. District 2, we're one of only 2 states that was selected for this program by FHWA. The Mobile Asphalt Technology Center, we partnered with them, brought to City of Roswell. As you can see, I'll read this one. The visit focused on reviewing current highway and bridge construction specifications to ensure they reflect the latest processes for materials, acceptance, and performance. The MATC team also conducted material testing on active paving project in District 2 using performance-based methods along with field evaluation of densities and surface texture using pave scan technology. So we're really excited. The goal of this program was really to see how performance material testing and specifications would help us gain better and longer life on our payments at equal or less costs. That pave scan technology is pretty amazing. Right now we do random-based testing with our disarminators. This will scan the whole road, profile it for you, and it shows you all the densities from
from edge to edge, the hot spots, the low spots. You can really see how your pavement's going to hold up. So we may, maybe we bring this to commission as a presentation. I think it'd be worthwhile to see how this program worked out in District 2. And we want to thank FHWA for bringing that to District 2. Of course, we hosted our Lovington Commission meeting back in May 21, which I thought was a great success. Of course, we continue, as I highlighted at District 2, we're big on outreach. We continue our outreach at the college, at the A&MU Community College in Roswell. That was really a really good one for us. We usually focus on either engineering, maintenance when we go to some of these. This was everything. So we brought equipment, we brought our engineers out there. We really, as stated, highlighted the diverse career paths available within the department. And finally, our training, we brought to our construction personnel to enhance our program in District 2. So Commission Chairman, I stand for questions. Oh, that's set the commission meeting, example of our setup at the career fair, and of course, that's the technology lab that was brought to District 2 for the testing program. Yes, it is scheduled for the Thursday before Labor Day weekend, and so that's our goal. There's two separate events, Chairman, Commissioners. One is the rededication of the school, and then ours. And we're having as two different celebrations, so we're solely in charge of our ribbon cutting, and I expect a good turnout and us to do another good job for that and honor Nancy Lopez. So, and we'll get you all save the dates so they'll be in your calendars.
Good morning. Morning, Chairman Adams. I'm not Isaac. Okay. Morning, Chairman Adams and Commissioners, Secretary Catania. Name is Greg Clark. I'm the Assistant District 3 Engineer for Engineering Support. I'm here to present on District 3 today. Okay. Okay. All right. We'll go and get started. Okay, so District 3 has 210 employees. Our budget for fiscal year 26 is about $36 million. We have 3 active projects totaling $366 million, major projects in the area. 5 maintenance patrols, 3 special crews. We have over 2,000 lane miles. We have 4 construction crews, and we also have the NMDOT courtesy patrol in the Albuquerque metropolitan area. We had a workplace incident reported on April 1st. Don't know the nature of that, but one wasn't reported in April. Total permits that we processed, our group processed in April and May, was just under 150 total permits. And equipment, we had about 838 pieces of total equipment. Number of operational is 808 and non-operational was 30. The maintenance activities, we had a bunch of line items here, different topics, pothole repairs, contract litter pickup, mowing, guardrail maintenance, litter, guardrail installation and replacement. Concerning the litter pickup, we've seen an uptick of about 500,000 if those two line items are combined together. It's totaling up about 500,000 over the last 2 months. So it's really an increase hitting the maintenance budget. The litter is. Contract maintenance. We do have several projects that have been completed or in process right now. I-25. Going northbound, 235 to 239, that's been completed. We also have one on New Mexico 47 through the Busket Farms area. We have one on I-25 way down south at the district line coming up north. That's in process right now. Another one's New Mexico 333 We had that's in planning right now, and that's set to be scheduled. That'll be a mill and inlay. That's through the 217 intersection in that area. Mexico 6 is Main Street, Los Lunas. That's scheduled around August to September of this year. And also the Mexico 333, the pavement preservation. This is regarding the musical road, which is the Route 66 initiative. They had 200,000 in there earmarked. They've been having some issues with the vendor. There's one particular vendor that can do the work, but we don't have a price agreement in place with that particular vendor. So we're seeking other avenues to see if that can be completed. Construction project update. We have some 3 major projects. We do have the Mexico 14 roundabout that's substantially complete. 2 major projects in construction right now. It's the I-25 Montgomery project, as well as the Rio Bravo project as well. So all of those 3 major projects are totaling up to $366 million. Some of the highlights that we had in the district, major project milestones was the Montgomery Bridge project. We had the northbound traffic switch earlier this month. I drove through this morning. They did an east-west traffic switch on Montgomery itself, which is really nice. And now the crews are on demolishing the existing bridge on the Montgomery, the other half of Montgomery Bridge. Some major accomplishments within the district. We do have a mentoring program within the district. We had 1 EIT, 2 college interns, 1 high school senior, and we also had Margaret Haynes highlighted in one of the IT magazines this month. So kudos to them. So I do hold bi-monthly meetings with the tribal and local governments. Every 2 months, and it's on rotation. This one in April and May, I coordinated with Bernalillo County, Sandoval County, City of Albuquerque, Town of Bernalillo, and 2 pueblos, San Diego Pueblo and Isleta Pueblo. So those are ongoing standing bi-monthly meetings that I do have, and it's a outreach to each one of them. Capital outlay reimbursements, our TLPA group is very busy processing reimbursements on a timely manner. In April, we had about 4.6 million processed, and in May alone was just under 14 million. Our courtesy patrol, we have, which is a great program that we have. It really assists motorists in the area. And in April, we had 404 calls. In May alone, we had 348 calls. So they're used pretty extensively in the Albuquerque area.
Is that the yellow truck?
That is the yellow truck.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
We have
Thank you.
about 4 trucks and 4 crews running, and it's very good service. With that, I'll stand for questions.
Thank you. Any comments from Commissioner?
Mr. Chair, the question I had, I'm going back to the maintenance. I think you were talking about Musical Road, and you were having a hard time getting that sourcing. Are you able to piggyback over onto the Cooperative Education Services where they have their procurement package?
Chairman Adams, Commissioner, so this is in regard to, or specifically to the musical highway, which are the rumble strips that are on the roadway.
Okay. I thought I may have misunderstood, but I thought you said you were having the difficulty securing a contractor to do that work.
That is correct.
Because you don't have one qualified, and I was just asking if CES, if you were able to piggyback on over CES, and I don't know that answer. Because they had pricing sheets, if you will.
I can chime in on that. I think there's only one contractor that can do it.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think that contractor has the exclusive rights to that.
Yes, exactly, Chairman, yes. And it's a pattern that this particular vendor has, and we don't have a price agreement in place with this particular vendor. So we're seeking other avenues that we do have price agreements in place to get to that vendor.
Okay, and I was just asking if CES already had a pricing sheet with them, and you know, as that entity. I know that the City of Hobbs and others can piggyback on CES, but I did not know whether the DOT is able to do that. Just an idea.
Yes, I'm not sure. We're
Okay.
seeking the avenue of the price agreements.
All right. That's all.
Any other
Thank you,
questions,
Mr.
fellow
Chair.
commissioners? If not, thank you, we
Okay,
appreciate
thank you,
it.
Chairman. Thank you.
Now we'll go on to Adam. How's it going?
Good morning, Chairman,
Welcome.
Commissioners. I'm going to present on behalf of District 4 this morning. So this is our meeting for this is our report for April and May of 2026. So District 4 has we have a total of 315 employees. Currently, we have 47 vacancies, so we're at about a 15%. Our current budget's $44 million. We consist of 7 counties. We have I-25, I-40. We have 4 U.S. routes and 6 rest areas. In the last 2 months, we had 2 work zone incidents in maintenance. The first one was in the Des Moines Patrol. Our crew was out picking up litter. They were getting rubber, the tire rubber, and they pulled off to the shoulder to pick up some tire rubber, and distracted motorist drove up behind them and hit their pickup truck from behind. It wasn't too bad. There was no injuries, no major injuries. It's a little bit of damage to both vehicles. The second work zone incident was out of the Las Vegas Patrol. They're working on US 84. They're doing some drainage improvements, cleaning ditches, and one of our operators, he was in the loader. He was on a steep slope, and he laid that loader over on its side. Minor injuries to the operator and minimal damage to the loader. We're able to flip it back up. That's just the risks we take. These guys are out there in some pretty harsh conditions sometimes, and it's a dangerous job out there. So we always preach safety. As far as traffic permits, we have been pretty busy the last 2 months. We had quite a few roadway work permits, 23 of those, 6 special event, 17 telecommunication. We had 3 access permits, 3 utility permits, and 1 fencing agreement. Equipment, we have a total of 1,407 total pieces of equipment. Major equipment, 403 are operational. Right now we have 26 that are not operational. It seems like we fix a piece of equipment, and then once we bring it back, another piece breaks down. So that's a never-ending story. Now we'll go on to our maintenance operations. Our major operations in the last 2 months, chip seal operations. We had 62 miles that we did at a cost of about $624,000. As always, we're always doing pothole and blade patching. We did at a cost of $440,000, so that's quite a bit for 2 months. We've started our mowing operations. As you know, District 4, we've had very minimal moisture, so the weeds aren't quite growing yet. They're starting to grow a little bit now, but we've started our mowing operations. And we've started a little bit of vegetation control. But total, for all our categories, the last 2 months, we did close to $3 million worth of work. Contract maintenance projects, we've completed most of these. This is the funding from fiscal year 2026. We did a brazier on New Mexico 231, a brazier on New Mexico 104, a chip seal on New Mexico 402. On I-40, we did a mill and inlay for about $4 million. Those are all complete. New Mexico 34, Ro Mesa, we did a Nova chip. We completed that. That road was in pretty bad shape. It was a dirt road at one time. We chip sealed it, and now we came back and we did a Nova chip, and it stayed really, really nice. Those people up there are very happy. On US 84 south of Santa Rosa, we did a Cutler, a hot in situ scarification, and we also just recently completed a dust trawl on New Mexico 63. It's right there from I-25 to Pecos. It says ongoing, but it got completed, I think, last week. And we did a couple of Nova chips that were completed on New Mexico 434 and I-25 also. So in July, we'll be getting our money for fiscal year 27, so we'll have new projects to report on next time. As far as construction, we have a project that's about to start up on I-40 in Montoya. That one hasn't quite started yet. We have another one that just started. It's the North Springer Interchange. It's ongoing at this time, and they're moving on it pretty well. We are completing Raton Pass. The last phase of Raton Pass is just about completed. We've done OGFC on that one, and we're finishing it up. Yes. So we have to start all over again.
That's a road area.
Yes.
They get a lot of freeze and fog, so there's always a lot of potholes and damage to the pavement.
Yes, I've been with the district. I'm on my 24th year, and there's always a project on Raton Pass. It seems like we've done that project, rebuilt it 2 or 3 times already since I've been around. US 64 in Angel Fire, that's Palo Flechado. Last week we got the OGFC laid down, and we're finishing that project up also. That was a really big project. It was a rough one. We get a lot of complaints, but it's opened up now, and we shouldn't be getting any more complaints on delays out there. We have the Raton interchange. That project's coming up also. It's under full suspension right now, but that's a major project that we have coming up. We have Coyote Creek, New Mexico 434. It's on partial suspension, but that one's, we're trying to get that one finished up also. We still got quite a bit of work to do on it. New Mexico 104, we did a roadway rehab. It's substantially complete. That one's just about done also. And New Mexico 63, we up in the Pecos Canyon, we have a bridge replacement going on, and that's ongoing at this time. And we have a crack seal on Grand Avenue coming up here soon. As far as achievements and local partnerships, some of our highlights and achievements, we recognized some of our outstanding employees for as Employee of the Month for April and May. Gilbert Alides and Victor Garcia were recognized. Benny Sena was recognized as a Supervisor of the Month. Last month, we held our Safety and Service Awards at New Mexico Highlands University. We attended, many employees from District 4 attended the engineering conference in Las Cruces. I believe that was in April. We had a couple of employees participate in the MTI Leadership Academy training, and our employees also participated in the Target Zero kickoff. As far as local partnerships and coordination, our staff, we did work a lot with a lot of the entities in District 4. We also attended a commission meeting with San Miguel County. Chairman, I believe you were there. They recognized us and gave us some plaques and recognized us for our continued support. And we did help some of the counties with final walkthroughs, and we closed out some projects. We did county road verifications, and we were in Santa Rosa. We attended a pre-con for a lighting project. And with that, I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from fellow commissioners?
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you back in Vegas.
You wasted the purple shirt.
Yeah. Justin, how you doing?
Morning,
Welcome.
Commissioner.
I'm glad you're back with us.
Oh, I'm glad to be back and on your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Or a jacket just for you.
There you go.
All right, let's see if I can
I
mix
have one quick question before you start. You're going to get to it, but I'm going to get up in a second. That construction that's going on there by the old Pecos Trail and that's been going on there,
Yes, sir.
Are they adding a lane or are they just, it looked like in some areas they were widening the road?
So we are adding pavement. It's not adding a lane, but what you're seeing right now is from the end of the St. Francis north side.
Right.
It'll go to Old Pecos Trail, and it'll just be a continuation of the merge. So that lane will actually be able to, you'll have like a weave lane there for people getting off Old Pecos Trail and people getting on at St. Francis. So we're just about to finish the northbound side, and we just got our traffic permits to start on the southbound side.
What's the estimated date of completion?
So the contract was 240 working days. Weather permitting, it could be a 1-season job, but we're looking that it's probably a 2-season job. That's what we're anticipating. The major things that we're working on right now, we're doing guardrail installation. That's been pretty painful with traffic. We have to close one lane. One of the change orders that you probably saw was adding the wall barrier because we had the vertical drop off with the rail runner. And so we're just about to get past those pinch points, but they have started from El Dorado paving southbound, and we've made pretty good progress.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, so I am not Rhonda Lopez, but I am Justin Gibson. I'm here to present, and even though I wear size 13 shoes, I'll try to fill her shoes. She's on a much-needed vacation, so well-deserved. So District 5, as you know, is San Juan, Rio Arriba, Taos, Santa Fe, Torrance, and Los Alamos counties. Work very closely with them and the 10 tribal governments that are within District 5. There's currently 324 full-time employees that are listed on the books. We're working very diligently to fill those positions and really appreciate the help from Secretary Quintana on our flexibility to hire. I'm happy to say that we've hired some new people, like for first time in a while, we have buildings and grounds personnel, and there's a lot of new faces there at the district. We're just about rounding out our budget for FY26 at $27.3 million. There's 13 construction projects totaling approximately $248.9 million. We have the 5 project offices, and since I'm the construction engineer, it's shout out to the Moriarty Project Office, the Santa Fe Project Office, the Espanola Project Office, the Taos Project Office, and then of course we have the Bloomfield Project Office. We have 21 all-season patrols with 2 winter patrols, 7 special crews, and we have 5,300 lane miles across the district. So I'm happy to report. I was looking at this, and the best way of looking at this is we're at 99% operational on our equipment. We have 1,020 pieces, and we have 25 that are not operational. Good update to the non-operational is these ones that are at vendors. We're also doing a lot of stuff with in-house repairs, and so we're seeing that number trend down, and that's been an accomplishment for us. But the biggest thing on this slide that I'd like you guys to see is that fortunately, and this is a great accomplishment to the guys and gals that are in the field, is there were 0 incidents in April and May for District 5. So moving on to our permits, we have our requested, our approved, and total pending. One of the things that I would note is that the utility and telecom permits, those are probably our highest kind of need and volume. They're being done by one person, and then all other roadway type permits are done by a total of 2 staff, and they are having increased load with our traffic area because of things like the Santa Fe project that's there on I-25. So they're very busy, but I'm happy to report that overall the total roadway work permits was 24 for April, and total roadway work permits is 42 for May. And an important thing to look at that with the roadway work permit is a lot of those other permits roll up underneath a roadway work permit for like access, telecom, utility, and special events. Moving into our maintenance operations, this is going to be things that are tracked by like man hours, pass miles, cubic yards, things like that. A lot of things were accomplished in April, but one thing that I would point out is our fence installation. We put in 7,900 feet of fence installation in April, and then we'll also have some to report in May because cattle guards and right-of-way fencing has kind of been the topic of discussion since the District 5 meeting in Bloomfield. In May, this is going to show slightly difference. This is fence maintenance, so these are going to be man hours. So we had 1,885 man hours on our fence maintenance. And of course, that's on top of everything else that rolls up under maintenance operations that you see that the patrols, the 21 patrols and 7 special crews are responsible for. So a lot of things that come up, like the emergency repairs, pothole patching, blade patching, and these guys stay busy all the time. Moving into our contract maintenance, we're showing that we have work across all areas. So District 5 is really broken up into the southern area as the 40s, the central areas that's the 50s, and then the northwest area that's the 60s. So this New Mexico 527 is up in the 60s area, so this would be around Navajo Dam. It started in April, and it's going from milepost 0 to 17 with dust roll. We have a fencing contract project, New Mexico 111, that is currently ongoing. This is going to be north of Ojo Caliente in the 50s area. And then 2 projects that we have on New Mexico 4 that are going to be in the White Rock area. Happy to report I was just talking with the contractor that's working on that from dust roll, and looks like we're ongoing, started in May, and we're wrapping up for the hot in place recycle, and then followed by that we'll have the slurry seal. Continuing with that, we had plant mix wearing course. So this was a brazier type project. So this is another type of maintenance technique. This is going on from El Dorado, going south towards Klein's Corners. It's going really well. It's being handled by our maintenance crew, and also our Espanola project office is helping out manage this project. So that's an area that's in the 40s from Lamy going towards Klein's Corners. And then in the Edgewood area, they just completed a project from 0 to milepost 0.5. So this was Edgewood proper area right south of the interstate. Much needed TLC was needed in the area to kind of work on the area between the interstate and New Mexico 333, which is Old 66. So even though it's a half-mile job, we did have to shut down ramps on the interstate. So shout out to the contractor for it was a weekend getting that done. So it went pretty smooth. North of there in Edgewood, going towards Cedar Grove, we have 5.3 to 8.3. That's been completed. We're just doing the final touches on that. It was also done by Cutler. Continuing on with our fencing program, we have JPEN construction on US 60. This is 238 to 243. This is going to be in the very southern part, kind of between like Willard and Encino area. And so, like I said, there's a lot of work going on in all areas of the district. And then also we have the district-wide striping that supports the maintenance program and the guardrail that's just ongoing as usual. And moving into my area for construction projects, that first project is going to be the ramps that are being done for the rattlesnake rest area. We're just putting the finishing touches on. We should be substantially complete and on to the next one with that one kind of paralleling the vertical construction that's going on there at the rest area. The second project that's listed there is with Hassey Construction on New Mexico 14 is the landscaping that was done and all the drainage improvements. I can't just say it was landscaping, all the drainage improvements that were done at the general office. We're currently in our 90-day maintenance of landscaping right now. And so we're monitoring that, making modifications as it's rained. You can imagine that the weeds have come up. So we're sending emails out to make sure that we're staying on top of that right now. And the plants that we do want growing are alive and growing. The next project is a holdover project that we have up on 285 that's north of TP that goes towards the Colorado line with F&F Construction. We've restarted for the season. And on Tuesday, we started the OGFC on that 8-mile project, trying to get that buttoned up for the year. The next project is substantially complete, and this was with Mountain States Construction. And it's the second phase of the US 64 corridor. This goes from milepost 0, which is going to be the Arizona state border, goes 7.3 miles towards the east through Biclabato, New Mexico. Next project is on the same corridor with Siete Construction. These are the 2 bridges with Rattlesnake and Rattlesnake and Shiprock wash. And so we're currently waiting on some girders. That way we can keep moving on that project and move on to the next phase. Another project that we have is this A project there at the top. That's a District 3 project that we're helping out with. That's in Santo Domingo, Pueblo, New Mexico 22. I'm happy to report I was meeting with the contractor this week. This project looks like we'll be wrapping up. I'm looking at about the September timeframe for it to be substantially complete, and we'll be out of there and opening the road. Next project is the Taos project. We're still working on our final paperwork, and so we're hoping to have that out this year. Some of the legacy projects that are there is 461. The third project down the list is one phase of the Alcalde projects. Same issue there. We are substantially complete. We're moving through acceptance and then towards physical completion. The 850 project is the New Mexico 96 project that was done with chemo. It's substantially complete. It is physically complete, and the final package is sitting on my desk, as well as the 480 project is the New Mexico 4 East Jemez Road project. Just needs final signatures so that we can close it out with CCRB. Moving on, we have the two other phases of the Alcalde projects. They are substantially complete. In the same process, we need to have acceptance and move towards physical completion. The next project that we have is US 84. It's with Hassey Construction. It's substantially complete. We're working on the final paperwork on that one. The next two projects that you'll see there are the projects that we started in 2026. The F100 340 is on US 550. This is going to be north of Aztec going towards the Colorado state border. This is an FDR project, and I'm happy to report it's going well. Interesting note on this one is UNM did come out and they said, is it okay if we take some samples? We cleared it with the contractor, and they said, yeah, that's fine. Well, they showed up with a dually and a 15-passenger van, and they had buckets lined up for about half a mile taking samples. So UNM, the pavement department, should have enough samples to last them this semester with the FDR. The next project is the one that Chairman Adams was asking about, is the S100 730. This is with Albuquerque Asphalt. This goes from the El Dorado exit all the way down to the Cerrillos exit. It's a big project for us, $36 million. It's moving right along. We're right there at about 6.5% on money and 8% on time. Some of the last projects that we have there are the 510 1800. This is a project that's going to be just west of Estancia. There's two twin bridges. They're in series that we're replacing. FNF has broke ground on that job. It's an $8 million project, and we're just in the beginning phases of that job. Last project that's shown there is a big project that has been talked about at the department for a long time. This is in Rancho State House. This is New Mexico 68 and New Mexico 240, the skewed intersection by the church. We have started work on that with Hassey Construction. They're just rounding out the end of their ramp-up time, and they'll be moving this summer to get it complete. I anticipate this will just be a one-season job. Hard part with that one is just anything that's subsurface with utilities in that area. Just house is it's an old town in New Mexico. So once we get out of the ground, we'll be out of the risk area. One project that is not there that is the mention is we had a pre-con for the third phase of US 64, and so that is a big grant project that we've gotten off the ground. It's going to be with Mountain States, and let me just pull the numbers for y'all. It is 510 1175 US 64, milepost 8 to milepost 13. This is $30 million. This is west of Shiprock, and it's with Mountain States Constructors. A few of the accomplishments over the last couple of months in District 5. We have Chama Elementary Career Day. Because it's an elementary school, I wouldn't call it more of a career day, more than touch the truck. So the kids love to come and touch the truck. And so we always make sure that they're off, blades are down, but we do let them play with the lights. That seems to be the thing that they like the most, because we do want kids in New Mexico to understand that there is some sort of career path for vocational type things in New Mexico. I'd like to see, more Tech 1s, more maintainer 1s that want to have interest in NMDOT. in the lower left corner is Chaparral Elementary, the same event, same type of event. Careers on Wheels event was there in Santa Fe. And moving on to some of the accomplishments of the staff, we had the US 84 sediment mitigation prep for the bridge project. So this is stuff these are maintenance activities that are being done by the special crews and by the maintenance staff in preparation for working on the bridge that's there at Mendonales. So the last two photos that are on to the right side, these are big accomplishment, is the Oñate Bridge was reopened, and I want to make sure that I get my dates right. But we worked closely with the Pueblo and the city on this project, and they were in attendance. I believe, I want to check my date, but I believe it was reopened on May 12th. And so that was a big thing for the community. I know that they talk about their culture of 3 cultures, 3 bridges, and 3 communities and 3 rivers. So it was a big thing when the Oñate Bridge, it's the most lowriders I've ever seen in my life. And so kind of writing out a narrative of some of the accomplishments that are done by our staff. These are local meetings that are attended by our staff, RTPOs, MPOs, LGRF requests, and coordination with Pueblos. With that, I will stand for any questions that you might have.
Any questions from fellow commissioners? I just have one comment, and that is that I really, really appreciate and encourage that DOT goes in on career days and discusses all aspects of what we do here. And I think that's a sort of recruitment. And I would also like to see more. Did you know that a lot of the students that we go speak with, and we could start them at the junior high level, but even at the elementary level, they're not aware of a lot of the signing that's out there on this construction. And like you know how you have a straight line, and one of these that means this is your left lane's open, but your right lane's closed. And I went in one time and spoke a little bit, and I asked them if they knew this and this. And I have a granddaughter that's learning to drive now, and we were going, and we hit it was on a rural road, and we hit a thing, and there was a thing like this with a line on the top. And she says, "Grandpa, what's that?" And I said, "That means that there's traffic going, but there's over the hill, there's going to be two areas where traffic can merge." And I think that's important that they learn all that stuff, because that would help in some of the accidents that we have out there, that they're able to read the signing. And so if we do go in there, maybe we can talk about that too. But I think anything we do as far as promoting DOT, that's going to be our future coming in here. So
Yes, sir. Totally agree.
Thank you, and it's good to have you back.
Thank you. Happy to be back.
Yes, sir. Now we'll get Ron. Ron, I got you right. I got so many names on this thing that,
Yeah, that one's correct. Good morning, Mr. Chairman.
Welcome.
Of course, like you're saying, it's not Lisa, Ron. So with District 6 by the numbers, we have 247 employees, 29 vacancies, 11.74%. Our budget for fiscal year 26 is $27.9 million. We do have 22 local governments with 7 tribal governments. We have 467 lane miles, 4 project offices, 12 patrols, 4 district crews, and 2 rest area crews. Workplace incidents for the month of April, we did have 2. One was a personal injury, and the other was equipment damage. For May, we did not have any. Our access permits. Our driveway, we had 4 total requested with 3 processed. Special events, we had 2 requested with 1 processed. Utilities, we had 9 requested and 9 processed. Our work permits, we had 13 requested and 11 processed. Our equipment needs, if you look at this, our biggest need, right? Well, not our need, but our highest need is our 10-yard dump trucks at $5.6 million, followed by our motor graders and then our tractors, mowers. And then our equipment repair, we have 899 total pieces of equipment. Number of operational, we have 823. Not operational, we have 76. The reason why some of this is taking a while is because we're waiting on parts or receiving the wrong parts from vendor, and then parts for older equipment is getting harder to find. Our maintenance operations, litter pickup, to date we've had 18,981 total trash picked up. This is based off our 2 inmate crews, one from Grants and the other one from Los Lunas, and then we do also have a contract that does litter pickup for us. Our pothole patching, we have 119 cubic yards. Blade patching, we have 825 cubic yards. Mowing, which we've started, we've had 435 pass miles of mowing. Our chip seal, we've done some chip seal already, which we've had about 41 lane miles of chip seal completed already. Our guardrail maintenance, we have 654 labor hours. In our guardrail repair, we have 1,057. Part of that guardrail maintenance and repair, we do have our maintenance crews doing that, and we also have a contract doing that also. Our snow removal, we had 64 pass miles, and then our herbicide, which we've started also, which is part of our chemical mowing, which we've done on I-40. We've done 356 pass miles. Contract maintenance, all our projects are completed except for New Mexico 4 from milepost 16 to 18, which Cutler is doing right now. They're anticipated to be done by Monday. Our next one is US 60 from milepost 27 to 35. That's Albuquerque asphalt. That's another one that they're anticipated to be complete by next week. And then our last one, US 491, milepost 47 to 67. That's our fencing. They are also anticipated to be completed by next week. One project that's not on there is New Mexico 117 from milepost 5 to the 13. That's a brazier. That's another project that will be completed by this week. Construction project updates, we do have 14 projects total. 10 of them have been complete. I'm sorry, 10 of them have been, or 10 of them are actively, and then 4 of them have been complete. Our accomplishments, multiple major construction projects were completed or reached near completion, while work resumed on several roadway and bridge. Reconstruction efforts, 2 additional projects are planned for June letting, including the cattle guard cleaning and repair and bridge pavement preservation work. As a matter of fact, that cattle guard cleaning is going to be let today. Our heavy maintenance crews assisted with paving on US 550 as part of the 610-0846. That was a pretty bad area when you're coming up to the approaches to the bridge. You know, the contractor went out there and repaired it, but it just kept falling apart. So they asked for assistance. Our heavy maintenance crew went out there and they did a mill and fill on the bridge, and they also did the approach and departures on that. We had 3 new hires and 1 promotion. Our key priorities focus on completing fiscal year 26 closeout task and finalizing the fiscal year 27 budget and warehouse inventory counts, strengthening hiring, workforce planning, retention, and cross-training while improving communication and compliance. And then some of our local partnership and coordination, completed the PFF reviews and consultation with applying entities, delivered the TLPA training for Village of Hemet Springs, participated in the Pueblo-Acoma SB 30 meeting regarding New Mexico DOT right-of-way, conducted site visits and audits for the Pueblo Laguna Trail, which is a federal project, attended meetings with Navajo Nation DOT, Sandoval County, and Pueblo Laguna, participated in the pre-construction meeting with Sandoval County for County Road 11 bridge replacement, which was a federal project, completed final walkthrough to the City of Grants Trail, which is another federal project, attended bi-weekly project meetings with the City of Grants for Nimitz Drive Phase 3 and the City of Gallup for Phase 4 intersection improvements, and then attended progress meetings with the Navajo Department of Transportation, Navajo Nation, the McKinley County, City of Gallup, City of Grants, Catron County, Pueblo Laguna, and the Village of Milan. With that, I stand by for any questions.
Any questions from fellow commissioners?
No question.
Just a comment, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I noticed some of the fencing, and that was going to be one of my questions today out on 491. I travel that quite a bit, and I'm seeing where they're getting some of the fencing up, which is great. Some of the T-posts out there are about 16 inches out of the ground with the fence under the ground. So that fencing project is coming along great. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions from fellow commissioners? Just so everybody knows, Ron's from my neck of the woods, Las Vegas born, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right,
Thank you for your report.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner.
And with that, we'll move on. Mallory? Oh, no, there's that. Hey, I'm going on the agenda. I'm off the agenda. Well, look who it is, Mr. Harris.
All right.
Welcome. It's always good to see you.
Mr. Chair, happy birthday.
Thank you,
Commission
appreciate
members, Mr. Secretary. I'm just here to give you an annual briefing on our annual report to the state auditor regarding regional transit districts. We're required to do this as per state law and our Commission Policy 90. Section 3073, 25, 15B, NMSA 1978 requires that the Commission shall file an annual report with the state auditor concerning the activities of all active regional transit districts. The report shall detail how many districts have been created, describe their boundaries and specify the regional transit systems that are being provided and how they are being funded. Attached in your agenda packet is an information item for the FY25 report that has been sent to the state auditor in compliance with this section of law and Commission Policy 90. Just as a bit of background for some of the Commission members, we have 4 regional transit districts throughout the state, centered in Santa Fe, Espanola, centered in Albuquerque, Las Cruces, and then out near Silver City. And 4 of the 4 of them, they all have the ability through the Regional Transit District Act to pass regional transit gross receipts referendum. 2 of them passed that, the North Central Regional Transit District in Santa Fe and the Rio Metro Regional Transit District in the Albuquerque area passed those back in 2008. The South Central Regional Transit District, centered in Las Cruces, went out for referendum back in 2011, and unfortunately that didn't pass. And then the Southwest Regional Transit District, based out of Silver City, has never gone out to try and get a referendum. And just so you know, where those places have passed since 2010, those revenues have doubled. So North Central Regional Transit District has gone from about collecting $7 million in gross receipts tax in 2010 to over 14 million. Did I say thousand? I meant 7 million to 14 million this past year in 2025, and Rio Metro Regional Transit District has gone from about 21 million in 2010 to over 45 million in this past year. With that, I'll stand for any questions.
Any questions from fellow commissioners? If not, David, we appreciate your report, and we always appreciate you, and you feel free to come whenever you want to.
Thank you for the invitation, Mr. Chair, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you. With that, we're going to go on to the TTCP ACNM provides training certification for NMDOT. Manuel Ramirez and Brian Legan. Brian, I remember you.
How are you, sir?
I don't think you remember me.
Oh, absolutely.
There was a time when they required inspectors to start going through certifications.
Sure.
And I was on the first class that went through. That was when I still had hair. That was about, many moons ago. And so, welcome. It's always good to see you.
Good morning, Commissioner. Chairman Adams.
Do you have handouts for us?
They should have put them in your packet.
No, we don't have any. So let me move on and then. No,
Okay,
just kidding.
sounds good to me.
No.
You don't have to tell me twice. Just kidding.
Just kidding. Just kidding. You gotta have some fun a little bit.
We're with the New Mexico Technician Training and Certification Program. Together, ACNM and MDOT, we run it together. Like I said, my name is Manuel Ramirez. I am the Technician Training and Certification Program Administrator for NMDOT. Brian Legan is the ACNM, what's your title? I forget.
Director of Operations.
Director of Operations. So we work together. form TTCP. We just wanted to show you a little bit about what we do. Thank you guys for letting us present. Thank you, Mo, for inviting us. So together we do a joint cooperative effort between ACNM, Federal Highway, and the DOT. Oh, wrong button. Different than my power. So how does this cooperative effort work? We have 3 full-time trainers on the DOT side. We provide all the testing equipment, and we lease the office space, laboratory, and the classrooms from ACNM. ACNM provides us with the facility. They provide all the classroom materials, and then they maintain a database. They provide the billing and collections, and they also have the input from the industry, contractors, private testing labs. They also hire proctors for us to use during our hands-on certifications. The benefits of this cooperative effort is we provide year-round training and certification. We see a consistency of the training certification industry-wide, and we keep the program costs low. This also helps us keep a consistent proctor pool. So the guys retiring are able to move over to the ACNM side and help us out with the proctoring of this materials testing certification. Our TTCP objectives are to certify highly skilled and knowledgeable materials sampling, testing, and field technicians, to promote uniformity and consistency in sampling and testing throughout the state, and to create a harmonious working atmosphere between public agencies and private industry employees based upon trust, open communication, and equality of their certification. Who utilizes New Mexico TTCP? So this is probably our favorite part right here. We provide our training to the NMDOT, not only our NMDOT inspectors, but also our contractors, our private testing labs and consultants, and our cities, counties, and any of our BIA or BLM. So any of those can all come to the same TTCP. They all hear the same certification. They all get the same certification, hear the same thing from us. So just a breakdown of our numbers for 2025. Total students from NMDOT has about 614. Contractors, we had about 152. Private labs and consultants, we had 334. And then about 22 from our cities, counties, for a total of 1,122 people certified for this year, or for year 2025, excuse me. Brian and I both send out a training schedule. Brian can talk a little more about the ACNM side, but on the TTCP side, we have our 5 main testing classes. So materials testing, we do aggregates, soils, HMA, nuclear densometer, and concrete. Those are our 5 main. We do a training and a certification every single month for these classes. Go ahead.
Board. Before the nuclear densometer, that's when I started way back. Do you remember what they used to use?
Sandcove.
Huh?
Still do on some airports.
It left right when I got to DOT. I've been at DOT 23 years now.
It was called the volume measure. And we would have to go out there and dig a hole with a plate. And then it had like a big balloon.
Yep.
You'd pump it like that and it would go down and you had to get the reading. And in the winter, you'd have to put antifreeze in there so that the glass wouldn't break. Remember those? And now they went, and then they went to the nuclear, but that's so far back they used to do it.
Chairman, what birthday are you celebrating today? You sound very old.
Mr. Chair, I'm just not that old, but I do remember it.
I do remember. So that had just went away when I came in. So.
Let me talk to ACNM. We have a schedule we try and keep 6 months out, so our contractors and our industry can schedule trainings. We want to be able to take training around the state, so we will take both TTCP classes and ACNM classes. We'll go all over the state. We go to the New Mexico State University, so we do a lot of training all over the state.
Correct. As far as TTCP side, we also have 4 inspection classes that the inspectors go through to be certified to inspect a certain drill shaft, seating, inertial profiler, which is the smoothness of our roads, and then pile driving. That's our newest one, pile driving. So to inspect those, the contractor has to have a certified person, and the DOT also has to have a certified person. So those are the 9 classes we provide. Again, here's a list. All of our trainings, other than our nuclear densometer training, are free for DOT employees. And then there's the cost, and then the class sizes, number of days each of those classes takes. All of our inspector certifications are a 1-day class, so they're able to come in, take a 1-day class. They're able to get back out to the field and be able to do any of those inspections if they pass the class.
If you look at these numbers, for 31 years we've had this relationship, this partnership, and when we go to our counterparts at DOT or my counterparts at AGC around the country, they see our numbers and they're astounded that we can keep costs this low. So it's very impressive.
Yes, definitely. Brian can talk about his ACNM training side.
We have about 60 different classes we offer. We also partner with University of Texas Arlington. They have the regional OSHA, and we're one of the top OSHA host facilities in Region 6. And we have trainers and students that travel in from all over the country to take the OSHA classes at ACNM. So
a multitude of classes that they also offer as well. On the TTCP side, the technicians are going to attend the training class. They can then return back to their work location and complete the required number of hours of on-the-job training. The technicians can attend the certification class. They will then be required to pass a written exam and a hands-on exam. On their first and second times that they come to the certification, their certification is going to be valid for 3 calendar years. On their third certification, if they score an 85 or greater, then their certification will be valid for 5 years. Brian was also talking about how we take to the districts. We offer a fast track. We try to take to most of the districts that are a little further out. A fast track, they're able to certify, kind of do a quick certification, 1-day certification. Sometimes we're able to do all 9 of our certifications in 1 week at one district. Saves them from having to come to Albuquerque, sit through days of training, and if it's their 3rd plus time, they can do that. So,
hey Brian, and as I remember, before you partnered with ACNM, and they started requiring certifications, we used to do all our training up in Roswell.
exactly.
Yeah.
That was the precursor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a few areas of where some of these tests would come about out there on our projects. Prior to me becoming TCP administrator, I was the project manager for NMDOT. So this was my first project right here. So I just use these slides. Some of our aggregates and soils testing we do out there on the dirt. On that one, we could be doing a drill shaft. We could be doing some pile driving on that slope to put the bridge on, right? Some concrete testing. We have some fall protection from Brian's side. More aggregates and soils testing. Again, our nuclear densometer, making sure we got all of our compaction done right there at the bridge, approach, departures. HMA going down, inertial profiler, making sure it's smooth. We got traffic control. After the project's over, we're gonna make sure and get it all seated correctly. Some of the contacts on the DOT side, myself, like I said, Manuel Ramirez. I'm the TTCP administrator. I have 2 trainers underneath me. David Lara is our advanced trainer, and Austin Walker is our other trainer there at TTCP. On the ACNM side, we have Brian and Jim. We work with them every single day. We're in their building every single day. So it's a lot different than what a lot of other states are doing. We're able to partner with them. We're all getting the same training. Just think it's really amazing. Any questions from you guys?
No, on behalf of the commission, I want to thank you for the fine job you're doing. I know there's a lot of training that goes into this, and it's warranted. And, just a quick side note, when I first started, we used to do our own staking. We used to come out as a survey crew, and we were on the job all the time. And then it went to contractor staking. And then we went to like when they were running hot mix, we would run our own control patterns, our own control strips. And then that went to contractor testing, and we just do random testing now. So we've changed a lot, but it's good. It's good to make sure that our employees that are out there are getting the proper training that they need to make sure that the job out there is being done at a quality standard.
Yes, sir.
So we appreciate you.
Good, thank you.
We appreciate the job you do.
Guys.
Jim?
Thanks.
And with that, you know, I'm kind of sad because we're almost coming to the close of this meeting. But we're gonna go ahead and move on with the Mountain Air Central Business District angle parking. How are you? Welcome again.
I'm here for the second time. Thank
Right.
you, Commissioners and Cabinet Secretary. We're here for Mountain Air CN 510-1351 concerning angled parking. We did come here in April to discuss why we were having angled parking for this project. So the objective was to try and get Town of Mountain Air's approval, which we have now. So with that, I'd like for Matt Nybert to take it from there on the presentation. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yes.
Gene.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as Gene Wolfenberger said, PD for the project. My name is Ben Ibert with Stoddard Miller and Associates. Let's see what we have on the slides. At that. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is really just an update from what we came and showed you guys in April. Hopefully, I don't want to go through the whole thing unless you guys want me to, but it's really just okay. Just US 60 through
snapshot.
Mountain Air. You guys asked us to go back to Mountain Air, ask them for a resolution through the town, which we did. They did, and I have 10 copies if you guys want. So I did bring handouts, but you also I think have them electronically. So
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. Oh, you want one? Okay. Delivered. Yeah, so really quick, I mean, this was just US 60 203.5 to 205, or 203.6 to 205, and it's just the angle parking through the business district, getting that approved so that we are in compliance with the state, now I can't remember the term. Sorry, I've been just coming off of vacation, so sorry, say again? It's not the access manual, it's actually the state code, so the laws, so, yeah. So we're just really requesting that you guys, I guess, approve that or accept it? Or?
Yeah, we appreciate it, and there was a request from the commission to go back and get approval, which you have. And so if there's any other discussion or comments from fellow commissioners, if not, what is your recommendation?
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
You heard the recommendation for the approval of CN 5101351, US 60 Mountain Air milepost 203.6 to 205 Central Business District angled parking. Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion.
I have a motion from Commissioner Tanner, a second.
So moved.
Second from Commissioner Hicks. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes. Mallory, can you do a roll call? No, I'm just kidding.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Sean Sandoval. I'm the Project Oversight Director. If you refer to page 147 of your meeting book, there's a list of local government road fund projects that we are presenting to you today for FY27. The local government road fund is a dedicated project fund that provides transportation project that provides assistance to transportation projects administered throughout local entities. The program operates on 75% and a 25% match of the state, or 75% state match and a 25% local match, allowing municipalities and counties to develop, contract, and oversee construction throughout their communities. In FY27, we are allocating 52 million and will be distributed among the following categories. I think I have. Let's see. The first category is the Capital Arterial Program, and let's see, this is a total of 116. Sorry, bear with me. Apologize. $16 million 460 of funding, and then we have the co-op program, which is available to counties, municipalities, school districts, and universities. The total of that would be $9,298. The next program we offer is municipality agreements. I'm all over the place. Sorry.
No worries, no worries.
Can't. School bus. Let's see. No, it's not. It's my eyesight right now is not where it needs to be, so I can't really see it. It's really blurry. How much? 13 million. Okay, 13 million, and that was for the map projects. Others, I think I should go back one. Is 10 million. No, I'm all confused here.
Don't even don't even worry about it. We've had a chance to review it.
Yes. Okay.
And so you can make your recommendation.
Okay.
For approval.
With the pros per projects that we have in front of you, we ask for approval on all the projects.
You had fellow commissioners. You've had a chance to review it. Is there any questions, comments? If not, Mr. Secretary, what is your recommendation?
Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
You heard the recommendation. Do I have a motion for approval of the FY27 Local Government Road Fund Program? So moved by Commissioner Hicks.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Chenoweth. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries unanimously.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, thank you for your presentation. Thank you for being here. And now we will move on to executive session. Mr. Secretary, is there any need for us to retire into executive session to discuss imminent personnel and anticipated subsequent litigation?
Mr. Chair, not at this time. We don't have to go into executive session.
So if it was with the pleasure of my fellow commissioners, we will move on and do away with the executive session since there is no need to go in. And do I have a motion? Or hold on a second. Is there any other business to come before this commission? Yes, sir.
I passed out a handout earlier.
Yes, sir.
I didn't have enough for everybody. I went to my car and got some additional.
Yeah, give it to, did you have one?
I have one.
You have one?
I gave mine to
Yeah, and our legal counsel has one.
so much, sir.
I did, yeah.
We appreciate it.
You bet. Sorry I didn't have it.
No worries, no worries.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Is there any other business? Oh, no, go ahead.
I would just like to tell you all thank you.
No, well, we appreciate you being.
Doing it. I love it. This is real fun to be here. So
Well-
I thank you all for the work you're doing. We drive the roads. It's really easy to have a lot of complaints, but You know, it's complicated and you guys are doing the work, so.
Well, you know what, we appreciate all your comments today, we appreciate your attendance here, and that's,
It's pretty
you know, I just wanna tell you that every other meeting we meet here, but the other six meetings, we go throughout the state. And we just got back from Lovington, and I think next meeting will be in Vegas, and then, Mallory, would you put on there for the next agenda item to include to approval of location for the District 3 meeting? Because that's the one that we haven't done. And so we appreciate all of you, and we want to wish you all a great weekend. And with that, is there any other business or anyone else to come before this commission? If not, I want to thank all of you, and I want to officially adjourn this meeting at approximately 11:20, June 18th, my birthday. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Commissioner Chenoweth, second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Tanner, all in favor?
Aye.
Officially adjourned. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday.